They are the foundation of TNA wrestling.
The most dominant X Division wrestlers in the history of this company.
Where will you be when the high flyers, the risk takers, the daredevils collide above the ring?
What? You've got to be freaking kidding! Unreal!
They are the trendsetters that redefined professional wrestling a decade ago, blazing a new era simply known as the X Division.
Off the ramp, he goes!
He has no idea that was coming. Zima Ion drops down into the God. Aries now.
Welcome to a new dimension. A dimension where the only size that matters is the size of the heart. A dimension where warriors do not obtain glory through brute strength, but through their technical prowess.
What a shot!
This dimension is known as the X Division.
This historic night sees Samoa Joe win the match of champions.
Tonight is a testament to what they have become.
You are now a TNA superstar. Wow.
For one night only, this event will showcase an X Division lineup that you have never seen before.
TNA takes it to another level.
No Limit, high-risk wrestling will be taken to new heights.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new era in TNA.
For the first time ever, the past, the present, and the future collide as TNA Wrestling's X Division takes center stage.
That's all you have to say after what you just watched in there?
These are the kind of matches where you don't even have to be a wrestling fan and you love it.
TNA Wrestling presents One Night Only X-Travaganza.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, it's TNA's first ever one-night-only pay-per-view. Get ready for our tribute to the X Division. It's Mike Tenay and Taz welcoming you to a very special pay-per-view event. As part of our one-night-only series, we present X-Travaganza. It's our tribute to the X Division. Now tonight you will witness the return of the high-risk, high-wire spectacle known as Ultimate X. It's the match that defines the X Division, but Taz, that's certainly not all.
Well, you want to talk X Division, you got to give credit. You got to talk about two legends in that division. And one, Austin Aries and Samoa Joe, going to do battle here. It's going to be off the chain, I can assure you.
And now let's go back. Let's relive the moment that started the X Division.
Could this be it? Doesn't even begin to describe his ability.
The foaming contest scheduled for one fall is the X Division Xscape Match. Introducing first from San Antonio, Texas, Matt Bentley.
Well, it's the return of Matt Bentley to Impact Wrestling at X-Travaganza. And Taz, we are going to go back, and throughout this X-Travaganza pay-per-view, we are going to revisit the top 10 moments in the X Division. And Matt Bentley, he was involved in the first ever Ultimate X match as we take you back to 2003. At that point in time, Matt Bentley was wrestling under the name Michael Shane.
And like I just said earlier, anything can happen on live television.
And the match hasn't been trying.
Hanging in the balance. Oh, wait a minute. What is Michael Shane doing?
From the cable, Michael Shane. Michael Shane is powerbombed by Chris Sabin. The X Division title on the line. Yes, history-making and unpredictable. That's what total non-stop action is all about.
So unpredictable.
Here goes Kazarian. He's so close to the belt. Sabin. Who's it going to be? Who's going to take
get the energy, Mike. He was out. Somehow he looked up, he saw an opportunity, and he went for it, and seized it, and he's the new X Division champion.
The adrenaline burst pays off for this man, Michael Shane, who becomes the X Division champion for the very first time. Wow!
Well, they talk about blood, sweat, and tears, and my man winning the X Division title showed it right there.
Alex Silva!
Competitor number 2 in the X Division Escape Match. Joined the Impact Wrestling roster back in April of 2012 after competing in Gut Check. Alex Silva.
And their opponent from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Lince Dorado!
Oh, one of my favorites.
Well, Taz, what is the translation for Lince Dorado?
Well, you remember the El Dorado Barrettes?
Sure.
It's similar, like a Sedan DeVille or a
Right.
Coupe DeVille.
Like a Gran Torino?
Close, but not the same.
And from Jacksonville Beach, Florida, Sam Shaw!
29-year-old Sam Shaw. Don't mean to interrupt you, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
He was a Gut Check winner also 2012.
Well, he can thank me for having a job, so I voted him in, I think. Good night.
I don't know, but throughout this, we're going to talk about that new Gut Check judge. What a great job Danny Davis is doing, isn't he? Who? Danny Davis?
The ref.
Nightmare.
Oh, he's a nightmare, all right.
And from Los Angeles, California, Puma!
Puma, baby! Yeah, I had some Clyde Pumas back in the day.
Puma returns to Impact Wrestling. He's competed in several of the World X Cups.
And from Atlanta, Georgia, Jimmy Ray!
Jimmy Ray is back. Jimmy Ray joined with our ring announcer, Christy Hemme, as well as his tag team partner, Lance Hoyt, several years ago as part of the Rock and Rave Infection.
You notice Jimmy Ray wearing Todd Kennedy's shirt that he wears for his nightlife.
And from Culpeper, Virginia, Christian York!
Yet another Gut Check winner is a part of our opening match at our Extravaganza pay-per-view. It was November of last year when Christian York, a Gut Check winner by a unanimous vote, he gained an Impact Wrestling contract.
Well, he showed nothing but promise and capability, ability. The guy's not a rookie neither. He came into Gut Check with a legacy to say. So, you know, I think it was a good move by me allowing him in. Because I was back then the key Gut Check judge. Those other guys, well, without Bruce Pritchard and Al Snow, I'm going to take the high road.
Christian York, the veteran, he is 35 years of age, debuted back in 1996. An incredible story that in 2012 he finally gets that big break that he's been looking for throughout his career.
I'm still waiting for my big break.
Let's talk about the rules for the X Division Xscape match. It is going to be pin or submission to be eliminated until we get down to the final 2 competitors. At that point in time, it is then escape from the cage to be victorious in our Xscape match.
Ah, look at that dragon screw by Alex Silva. Well done.
On Lince Dorado, and you still never told me what the translation is for Lince Dorado. Now, I know you're bilingual.
Well, I'm trilingual, actually.
Well, it would be the Golden Lynx.
Yeah, I know. That's why he wears gold. That's why his tights are gold with a sheet of padding.
It's like a wildcat. You're right. Close enough.
Yeah, like a puma. Not to be confused.
No, wait a minute. Puma's the other
Puma's
guy.
up on the ropes.
Puma's in the corner with the other guy with the mask.
I got you. Golden Dorado up and over. Look at that.
Lince Dorado. Oh, he takes Alex Silva quickly over. Right back to the offense. Going to work on the arm now. Remember, pin or submission till we get to the final 2. Quickly. Wow, one fluid move out of the corner, snapping off the Hurricane Rana.
And Silva just trying to get out of the way. There's nowhere to go. You're locked in a cage. No, when you're dealing with X Division, Mike, you know better than anybody. This stuff just gets crazy. The speed of these athletes.
Just ridiculous how quick, how agile the competitors are as Christian York connects with a strike, big boot, takes Dorado out of play, and now it's the other masked competitor, the Xscape Match. It's Puma.
Yeah, Puma giving up a lot of size. It looks like strength. And you can just see, oh, look at these shots here by York. That's what Puma's got to do. Utilize that quickness. Just don't walk into the guy with your hands down.
Well, the size of Christian York made it difficult for Puma to snap off the Hurricane Rana, but out of the corner off the headstand.
Yeah, very well done by Puma. This guy, he's quick like a cat.
Hence the name Puma. I just finished the sentence for you.
Thank you.
Make sure you get after 3 years of working together.
Exactly. This is pure announcing gold. And right there, my man, Jimmy Rave. You better watch out,
Wearing
Rave.
Todd Kennelly's shirt.
Gets a hold of that shirt, he'll be hot. Now the beatdown on Christian York. This is every man for himself, but you see Alex Silva and Jimmy Rave look similar at times. Some maybe would confuse them.
No,
Not me.
Not. Well, of course not. You're a pro's pro.
Damn right. Look at Jimmy Rave. I'll tell you what, he's got that big, wide hole fishnet shirt on. You know, you got to be tough to wear something like that. You got to.
Drops down for the pin. You are really enthralled with his fishnet attire.
Well, I know a woman that wore a shirt like that years ago.
That's enough.
Christian York right now, he's really got to try either just get out of harm's way or hit an offensive move, something.
Christian York has been a major part of the X Division since joining Impact Wrestling, winning the gut check in 2012. York dropped with the double team as Matt Bentley, Jimmy Rave working together, and now the match breaks down.
Oh.
Sam Shaw in, as well as Lindsay Dorado, and now, all hell's broken loose.
Hang on to your teacup there, Tenay. It's getting nuts. Look at Christian York. And now, Lindsay Dorado.
A difficult time here for referee Brian Stifler, and I'll fill in the sentence if that really is his name.
Yeah, that's definitely not his name.
Float over by Dorado on Christian York. He's going to come springing off the ropes and drop him right on his head with the DDT.
Yeah, Christian York, nowhere to go. He might get pinned right
Dorado
here.
on top for two. A quick flurry of action with all of the X Division competitors involved before finally order is restored, and we're now back down to this one-on-one situation, pin or submission, till we get to the final two.
Okay, Christian York, after a bunch of knees, nails a really cool neck breaker. Watch this. Yeah, here comes the neck breaker now, and bang, right there.
Nice series of strikes by Christian York as Sam Shaw now enters, squaring off against Alex Silva. These two guys we've seen them in action in the past on Impact Wrestling head-to-head.
Yeah, this seems like a little bit of a competitive rivalry.
Sure is.
Competitive rivalry between these two young men from Gut Check. Alex Silva, you know, he's a Canadian, right? So
he is from Montreal.
Yeah, he's got an attitude. You know,
you think everybody from Canada has an attitude?
I do. I do think they all have attitudes, actually. Yes, I do.
Drop kick, followed. Shaw on top of Silva. That was close.
Some say you should never stereotype. I live my life by judging people and stereotyping. Big believer in that.
Because most oftentimes, as you tell me, stereotypes are accurate, right?
Absolutely, and my opinion's always accurate. And that vertical suplex was well done by Sam Shaw, by the way.
Shaw stands at the ready, turns and looks at all the competitors. Explosive move out of the corner by Matt Bentley.
Matt Bentley really bringing that forearm. Now looking for a fisherman. Nails it. Bentley, sense of urgency here.
Matt Bentley going to go high risk.
Slipping on the ropes a little bit.
Matt Bentley trained by his cousin at the Texas Wrestling Academy, none other than Shawn Michaels, as Matt Bentley goes with the high risk elbow drop off the top. Great to see the video of Matt Bentley prior to this matchup winning the X Division title, and the first ever Ultimate X Match. Matt Bentley, a two-time X Division champ.
That's what we do, Mike. That's what we do here. You know, you kind of update people on what happened in the past, Mike. That's what TV does.
What, were you taking credit now for the video packages that run through the program tonight as far as running down the top 10 moments? I bet you had a lot of input into that.
Well, I was in the production meeting, unlike others. I will say that. Unlike
don't
others
look
in
at
this.
me.
Yeah, well, anyway, let's digress and follow the action, my friend.
Christian York.
I don't miss meetings. I'm not the announcer who misses the meetings around here, Mike. Come on.
Gonna bring Lindsay Dorado. Focus. Please, Taz, focus. Quick roll up by Dorado, and the Golden Lynx gets two.
Golden Linsky Gelato. And I'll tell you what, he just missed it there. Just how springboard, look at that. Oh, Christian York, he's gonna get himself a victory here. He's getting a win. Oh, look at that. Swinging neck break about took the man's head off.
Follow, cover, York on top, and gets the 3 count. First elimination of the match is Lindsay Dorado.
I felt it. You could see it. You could feel it. You know what I mean? You could see the way he was building up his momentum, meaning Christian York. Now, Puma coming in here and taking control.
Puma gonna spring off that middle rope and connect with the drop kick that sends York all the way out. And now it's gonna be Sam Shaw and Puma with the exchange.
Yes!
And that exchange is punctuated by a stiff kick to the chest. That one missed. Shaw gonna roll Puma up. Puma able to swing through with the momentum.
Boom! He kip up too. Shaw's got him.
Breaker, drop down, Shaw on top, leg hook for 3, and it's elimination number 2 is Puma.
That's my pick. Sam Shaw's gonna win this bad boy. Sam Shaw, who's your pick, Mike?
You're on record, Sam Shaw.
Come on, Mike, what's the odds? What's the odds right now?
Well, right now I would say in terms of experience, I guess probably Jimmy Rave in Impact Wrestling, maybe Matt Bentley, probably overall experience edge would go to Christian York. We're going to see how this plays out.
What the hell is that?
That's the way I cover all bases.
Everybody.
I didn't say Alex Silva. You know, Alex Silva being a second-generation wrestler.
All right.
There's an option there too. I think I got everybody, other than Stifler.
Yeah, Stifler. Yeah, he might be able to win too. He's the ref. Alex Silva, short clothesline and running another running knee. Bentley got drilled there, man.
See if Shaw back to the well a second time. Doubly effective move. This is what eliminated Puma from the match, and he dropped down for the pin, but Bentley wants to take the pin.
Stealing it. Stole the victory right there.
Alex Silva eliminated number 3. Matt Bentley gets the bragging rights.
Man, the excitement in this arena is unbelievable right now. Fever pitch, I say.
3 men eliminated in the opening match at Extravaganza. X Division Xscape. It now boils down to Matt Bentley and Sam Shaw, with Jimmy Rave and Christian York looking on from outside.
Must have had a sale on black tights before this match. Everybody wear black. Here we go.
Shaw with the float over and gets caught flush with the kick by Matt Bentley.
Yeah, Bentley needs to try to follow up. He's having a hard time. He's trying to run out of gas a little bit. Seems to be in fine fickle. I don't get it.
Gonna drag Shaw back up to his feet and drive him into the corner turnbuckles, where Jimmy Rave decides that he's going to take over and go on the offensive attack.
Look at Jimmy Rave. Not only does he look like a beast, he wrestles like one. Yes. Boom! Look at that forearm shiver.
Effective strikes back-to-back from Rave.
That might be Todd Kenley, actually.
It's not Todd Kenley.
He's got a Jimmy Rave mask on. Come on, Sam Shaw. You're my pick, buddy. Uh-oh. What the? Give him a wet.
Oh, my.
Man.
Jimmy Rave going to stack up Sam Shaw, and there goes your pick.
Damn. Can't believe that.
And, you know, my selection is still alive in the match.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Roll up by Christian York on Jimmy Rave with just 2. Oh, what a shot from outside by Bentley.
That's a veteran for you. That's a veteran.
We wait to get to the final 2. One more elimination before it's time to escape the cage. Jimmy Rave, Matt Bentley. Looks like they're going to try and work together against Christian York. And very effectively as Bentley connects coming off the top.
Well, working as a unit works for a short time, as you know, in something like this, Mike.
As long as it's advantageous to you and the other individual, right?
It's got to be advantageous. You're damn right.
Ooh! This time it's Bentley holding York, while Rave gonna light up the chest with the chops.
And that'll puss up an areola quick, I gotta tell you. That nasty. Yeah. Bentley's all proud of himself.
As Bentley drives the boot into the head of Christian York. The double team tactics of Bentley and Rave have them in control of the match.
You know, you would think that from a ring rust perspective, that maybe Bentley and Rave would have some on them, but they look to seem, they seem to look, I should say, seem to look.
I think that's a good point. You're saying the longer this match goes, it's advantage Christian York.
Yeah, he's hanging in there, Christian York. There's another boot to follow. Ooh, a little half Nelson back throw. I don't know where he learned that one. Well, actually saw that, I should say.
Seen that one before, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't know, somewhere.
York on top of Bentley, stacks him up, hooks the far leg, yes! And eliminated is Matt Bentley. We have reached the final two. It's Christian York, Jimmy Rave, and that was Christian York that went right into the side of the steel cage. At this point, no longer about pins or submission. Bottom line, escape the cage any way that you can to win.
That's Jimmy Rave, man. He's definitely got a mean streak in him, a violent side. That was impressive, just ramming York into the cage. Now, look at this.
Scaling the cage. Jimmy Rave made it all the way to the top. Got to reach and make contact with the arena floor.
You might want to say feet touch the floor. I think is what you're actually looking for.
Oh, excuse me.
Well,
What's this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Scary.
Oh, boy.
For Jimmy Rave. Whoa! Being brought down by Christian York. Pulled him right back inside the cage.
This is where Christian York, being in the great condition he's in, might lead to victory here. Uh-oh. Oh! Bad landing, bad landing.
York dropped on the back of his head. Jimmy Rave looks up and sees that with the escape, he can win this opening match, and Jimmy Rave looks like he's got it at this point, headed up to the top of Christian York
Jimmy.
in pursuit.
Come on, Jimmy, do it for all us announcers out there.
Do it for the announcers.
That's Kennedy, I'm telling you.
Oh! Jimmy Rave with his head smashed against the top of the steel cage by York.
That's smart by York. He's sitting up there, he's got his balance. He's in a high-risk area, but so is Jimmy Rave now. Oh, just spitting right in the man's face.
Rave takes the low road, just infuriates Christian York. Rave gonna try and hook the leg of York and keep him inside the cage.
Right in the lower back, nice shot by Rave. Now both men on the top rope.
Exchange by both of these individuals. Forearms, punches.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, able to connect with the neck breaker off the top rope was Christian York.
Great clutch move right there by York. That was huge, man. Rave not even moving.
This could be it. Opportunity is there. Christian York has Rave down off the neck breaker. And now Christian York going to scale the cage. Well, not much movement from Jimmy Rave.
Yeah, York's in the driver's seat, man. He's going to get out of this cage. He's looking good right here. Uh-oh, what a Rave here. Guys, we're relentless.
Recovery by Rave. Free leg from York, able to kick Rave off. Now, all he has to do is just come flying down the side of the cage. Feet touch the arena floor.
Exactly, Mike. You finally got it out. And boom, there is your winner.
That's my selection.
Yeah, one of them.
Your winner, Christian York.
Great stuff right there.
Great way to kick off our one-night-only series our Extravaganza pay-per-view with X Division Xscape as we go back and review the highlights.
Well, look, you had some of the top X Division athletes from all over the place just doing battle in here. And it was just every man for himself for the bulk of the contest. So a lot of high-risk stuff, some dangerous stuff, guys utilizing the cage, guys hitting their finishing maneuvers. Sam Shaw was my pick. Was not able to win this whole thing. I kind of wish he was. You see right there, Bentley stealing the victory, taking a low road. Mike, you want to jump in?
You were doing such a good job, I thought I'd just let you continue. You were on a roll just like Jimmy Ray.
That's it? Well, anyway, Christian York, he grabbed himself a victory on Bentley right there, and then it came down to Rave and York, and Christian York able to do the unthinkable, as they say, Mike.
Who said that?
Somebody. Both feet on the ground. Winner, Christian York. My pick.
Opening match at Extravaganza. X Division Xscape goes to Christian York. Let's go back. Let's review another of our top 10 X Division moments. This is from Victory Road 2008. The structure, Don, being put into place because up next, the No Limits Ultimate X Match is back.
But he doesn't realize it. Bullet Jr. also is climbed up in the trance and he's trying to get up there.
Kaz using the free leg to kick him down, and Naruki Doi back down to the canvas. Here's the race. Mexico, TNA, Volador and Kaz both going for the X. They're both out in the center. Can the other men take it down? Oh, Volador gets knocked down. Opportunity for Kaz to grab the X.
Kaz still trying to find if he's got the power in that arm. He's so close. Kaz, and he's got the X in hand with Daivari. Look at this. Daivari's got the feet planted, and Kaz takes a bad landing. He's got it.
Look how quickly Daivari has got his way across the cable. Team International. If he can just reach out and take down the X. Wait a minute, where's Kaz doing here?
It's getting to his feet. What? Get out of here. You've got to be freaking kidding. Unreal.
This may be the opening right here. Bodies laid out all over the six-sided ring. Volador to the center. Can he unhand?
He's got it.
He's on the verge.
Out of this. Can you believe it? Kaz lost himself. Volador Jr.'s got the win.
Team Mexico wins the X Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner representing Team Mexico, Volador Jr.
The night continues. Coming up next, it's old school versus new school. A lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces as well. Want to bring in Rashad, Cameron, and Anthony Nese at this time. Gentlemen, set to do battle tonight inside the world-famous Impact Zone.
You see, you got Doug Williams. He's one of the most technically sound X Division wrestlers. And you got Kid Kash. He is one of the most ruthless wrestlers in the X Division. But you see, the X Division's always evolving. And I like to consider myself the finished product of that evolution. See, I got the speed, I got the strength, and I definitely have the intelligence. And we're going to prove tonight that we're the new X Division.
Rashad, Cameron, tonight you return to the Impact Zone.
See, here's the thing. The last time I was here in Impact Wrestling, I proved what I bring to the X Division. I'm different from everybody that has ever stepped foot in the X Division, past or present. Now tonight, we got Doug Williams, we got Kid Kash, and what's going to happen is this. Me and the homie, Anthony Nese, we going to go out there and we going to beat the brakes off of Doug Williams and Kid Kash. And at the end of the night, you people are going to know that the King of Philly, Rashad Cameron, is the future of the X Division. Philly all day. 215. Scream at me.
All right, it is up next. Old school versus new school.
215, there you go.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Nashville, Tennessee, Kid Kash.
I think I must also point out 610 is another area code for the Philadelphia region.
Wait, you work for the phone company all of a sudden?
I'm just trying to help you out, bro.
I thought you probably have heat with Rashad Cameron over him calling himself the King of Philly.
Well, yeah, he's maybe the King of Philly now. I I mean, I was king of everything back then. I was the king of Philly, king of New York, king nothing, king of the castle. King.
And his tag team partner, representing the UK, Douglas Williams.
Great to see Doug Williams. I had a little long chat with Doug earlier today. You know, I didn't realize he really doesn't like you very much.
What are you talking about? Doug Williams and I are old buddies.
Bro, he was ripping you. He said about some bar tab and
That's
Lexington,
Todd
Kentucky.
Kendrick. That's the other guy.
Their opponents, introducing first from Ridge, New York, Anthony Nese.
I know you have always been impressed with this young man from New York, Anthony Nese.
Oh, yeah, listen, pride of Long Island right here. This young man's from Strong Island. He's absolutely insanely talented, as you're about to see if you've never seen him compete. I know you have, Mike. I'm kind of talking to the masses out there, not you.
And his tag team partner from Philadelphia, Rashad Cameron.
Well, Christy gets confused when there's a city and a state that starts with a P. You got to hear her try and say Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a mess. She's hot.
Rashad Cameron, let's do it.
Oh, yeah, Cheyenne, Wyoming, when she tries that one. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
Cheyenne, Wyoming is a C and a W.
No, I give Christy dictation lessons. We work on this stuff all the time. That's what announcers do. I help the young announcers out there. That's my role, you know what I'm saying? Doug Williams showing those great choppers like most people from the UK.
Old school versus new school. Yeah, nobody is safe today. That's for sure. Taz has got the knives out.
Yeah!
Body bag.
Aces and eights, body bag. There we go. Doug Williams now definitely has the experience advantage over
that's
Rashad.
what old school versus new school would be about. Of course he's got the experience advantage.
Set the table, Mike. You have to get an attitude.
Doug Williams, former television champion, two-time X Division champion.
You need to realize, I know you want to get to your checklist. Listen to me.
Checklist.
You got to realize something. That most people listening to this are not as intelligent as you and I. So we got to set the table, let them know this.
Don't say that about our audience. We've got some very intelligent viewers.
Well, I digress, but I'm just saying, we got to explain things to them at times, you know? I'm trying to help the public.
You're just bringing it forward.
That's my job. I'm trying to help you, them, I'm helping everybody.
Somebody
Freaking
needs
fire
help.
department out here. Right now, Rashad Cameron. He's got this Philadelphia Liberty Bell on his rear end there. See that?
I see that. Rashad Cameron and Doug Williams, old school, new school tag team action. Cameron, back in June of last year, defeated Mason Andrews in an X Division tournament qualifier. Went on to be a part of the elimination tournament at Destination X, where Sonjay Dutt eliminated Rashad Cameron. So that's the experience for Cameron in Impact Wrestling and TNA.
Rashad Cameron, I'm a big fan of this guy's stuff. You know, I know him pretty good, too. I talked to him a little bit. You know what his real goal in life before he became a pro wrestler, you know what it was?
I'll go right ahead.
He wanted to be an investment banker. That's
Natural.
true. Yeah, he was going to be an investment banker, Ivy League guy, Rashad.
Have you given him any funds maybe to invest for you personally?
No. I would not give anybody from Philly. I mean, New York guy. I'm a New York guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, speaking of New York guys, Anthony Nese right there, helping his partner out. A little boot in the butt in the back.
Yeah, gets the attention of Williams as Cameron able to roll him up for two.
So being that you're very old, Mike, are you rooting for the old school guys here or the new school guys?
I'm not here to root. I'm here to report.
Oh,
you should maybe take notes and learn from that.
To get nasty, I'm just saying. I'm just asking. I'm just trying to be a friend.
No, a friend.
I'm picking.
You just buried me.
No. I'm picking the.
First you accused me of running out on a bar tab with Doug Williams. Didn't happen.
Well,
then you go to the well with the old school thing. Yeah, you're just here to help.
Anyway, shot, nice leapfrog. Look at the athleticism. Oh, look. Doug Williams went for something like a jumping praying mantis and he got kicked in the chest. What the hell was he doing?
Well, Kid Kash offers his opinion when it comes to Rashad Cameron.
No way to talk to an investment banker.
Kid Kash, former X Division champion, held that title back in 2003. Also a former World Tag Team champion 2 times. Had a feud with AJ Styles throughout the years. In Impact Wrestling is Kash now going to square off against Anthony Nese.
Anthony Nese, good arm drag into a basic arm bar, but look at the athleticism and the experience of Kid Kash, escaping, going behind, taking the man down. Nice sit out by Nese.
A beautiful exchange by these two, with Kash getting the better of it. Now Kash in control.
You know where Ridge, New York is, where Anthony Nese is from? You know where that is?
Why don't you give us all a geography lesson? Educate us, please.
It's towards the end of Long Island, not far from the Hamptons, where I frequent in the summer. That's the truth. Anyway.
Spend a lot of time out in the Hamptons, don't you?
Yeah, you live in the desert.
Big money out there in the
Big
Hamptons.
money. Look at Anthony Nese with a big elbow.
I know you got a lot of problems. Money isn't one of them.
There we go. New School's going to win it, baby. I'm rooting for New School, Mike. I know you're on the fence as usual.
Okay, I'll take Old School. If it's really that important to you, I'm going to go with Kid Kash and Doug Williams. I'm already 1-0 in terms of predictions tonight.
Okay. Well, right there, your Old School guy, Kid Kash, got jacked up by Anthony Nese. Anthony Nese, he's not done. Oh, yes, he is.
Never saw Doug Williams coming. Williams connects with a clothesline, but then it's Cameron with the drop kick. Here comes Cameron. Whoa! Flip dive takes out both Kash and Williams.
That was awesome. Great job. By the rough and tumble man from the city of brotherly love.
215, baby.
215, bro. Oh, that's 516, actually.
I think he came in from Islip with that one, didn't he?
631, actually, is where he's from, not 516. And there's Rashad. Boom. Flip dive, and then boom, here's Nese. With 215 and 631. Add that up, and you get 863. Close to that. Got an extra shot. He's the impressive banker. Hold on. Oh!
Kash saw Nese coming. Drilling with the forearm. Follows with the knee
Who needs
drop.
a creative team? I'm great.
Please concentrate.
I am concentrating.
Investment bankers, you're doing math out here. You got all the area codes. If you just focus on this old school, new school thing, we'd all be better off.
I got it. Doug Williams now. I don't really know if...
I knew you'd come up with an area code for...
So like 0116. What is it over there in the UK? 3? What is it? What's the area code? -2? What is it? Stop me, please. Begging you.
Williams with the shot for Cameron that drives him off the apron. And now we're going to go back to tag team basics, and this is what the old school team needs to do. They need to cut off the ring. They need to get the fresh man in, which is Kid Kash. And how about those stiff kicks from Kash?
Oh, Kid Kash will beat on you like you owe him money. I mean, that's his style, you know?
Of course, you're very familiar with Kid Kash, going back to his days in ECW.
Of course, I knew Kid Kash when he was a younger grappler. He always showed that promise, that toughness, that desire to be a winner. Worked his butt off all the time on the road. Definitely was a hard worker in the gym and in the ring, hence why he has such success now as a veteran wrestler. So definitely, Kid Kash, mad respect for the guy.
Momentum goes to team old school with Williams and Kash. Nese able to float over, make the tag. Cameron now legal. Snaps off the head scissors. Charges full speed, double knees into the corner on Williams. He's got Williams rocked and follows up immediately. Missile out of the corner. Follow. Cameron on top and gets 2.
Tight cradle, too. Rashad Cameron had a real tight cradle on that pin. Doug Williams, tremendous grappler, able to kick out of that tight cradle.
Great double team move. Kick from outside by Kash. Leads to the strike from Williams. They turn it over. Now legal man is Kash on Cameron.
Whoa. It's not a wig, bro. You can't rip it off.
Now using the hair of Cameron like a handle. Well, Hebner doesn't seem too happy with Kid Kash.
It's well documented. Hebner doesn't wash any of his clothing, so it doesn't matter. Ever.
What do you mean well documented?
Well, people know. That's what that means. senior referee is very cheesy at times, as you know. You ever been around this guy at a bar?
Never.
Oh, yeah, right. I'll tell you what, if you're Kid Kash, you got to keep that pressure on Cameron. Oh, he is definitely keeping the pressure on him.
With authority, driven down to the mat. And the follow cover leads to just another near fall. Kash turns it over. So eye contact. Kash calling out the play for Williams. And Williams not only with the kick to the back of Cameron, but then drops Nese off the apron. I mean, if anything, this is the old school veterans getting inside the heads of the new school younger competitors.
Well, this is the problem for the new school guys. You know, you really got to be careful. You can't let the veterans stop building that momentum. They won't let it up.
Nice combination. Jawbreaker, running knee in the corner, and then the snap of the suplex by Williams.
Williams got on the back of his trunks there. Ducks, little rubber duckies or something. What's going on there?
Who are you talking about?
Doug Williams, the guy from England.
You look that close.
Oh, a little snot rocket. Yeah. Love when guys do the snot rocket.
I tell you, this is what old school is doing with the mind games for new school. Rapid fire kicks, one after the other. I lost count at 6 or 7.
Sometimes in the clubhouse with aces and eights, we do the snot rocket contest. Oh, it's unbelievable. Trying to shoot it across the room as far as possible.
Yeah.
No, Doc's the winner, right? He's the leader. He's got like 17 feet. Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. It's talented.
That's what you're bringing to the broadcast.
I didn't want to talk a lot about aces and eights out here, so I'm going to stop you. Look at this here. Kid Kash showing again that mean streak, stepping on a man's throat.
Intense look in the eyes and the face of Kid Kash. Brings Cameron back up to his feet, but Cameron still has fight. Series of forearms and then the chop with momentum off the ropes, and that momentum is cut off immediately with the Kash clothesline.
Or a forearm smash.
Oh, you're in a mood today.
You don't have Todd out here to tell you what moves they are. That's the problem. What are we going to do, Mike?
Kash motions, but he's going to go high risk. Quickly to the top with the moonsault, but then thank you, appreciate it. Cameron able to get the knees up.
Who's going to take their partner first? That usually is the key to get that momentum. And here we go, Anthony Nese is legal.
And Nese has a weakened Kid Kash. Let's see if it's the advantage that Taz is pointing out.
That vertical leap on that drop kick by Anthony Nese, man, that kid left his feet. He was soaring through the air.
The fresh man, Nese, springs back right into the pin. Here's the cover on Kash. Oh, that was close.
Pulled out a little fellow Long Island, a little Chris Chetty right there. That was one of his deals right there. Cousin.
All the family, right?
Yes, sir. Oh!
Nese bridges back to avoid the clothesline. Full speed kick. Spin kick that time by Nese. And you're right, this young man from Long Island, New York has been really impressive in this old school, new school tag.
Pump handle. What's this? Oh, into a bomb. Look at that.
Into the pin, but before he can even get a 1 count, Kash comes across and drives the boots right into the face of Nese, and then takes Cameron out to the floor. And now old school going to go double team.
2 for the price of 1. Anthony Nese, great job on that drop kick.
Yeah, the dual drop kick. Momentum takes Kash out to the floor. Nese's attention is turned to Doug Williams. Sets it up for Cameron, running forearm in the corner.
Not often you see a guy from Philly and a guy from New York working together. Both these guys doing a good job. New school.
New school cover in the form of Nese, but old school in terms of Kid Kash to break up the pin attempt.
Kid Kash getting dumped out of here.
Cameron first with the drop kick, and he's got Kash in his sights. Gonna go slingshot into the crossbody.
Now it's just Williams and Nese. 1-on-1.
Drop kick takes out the vertical base of Williams. Looked like he was going to go for a suplex attempt, was Anthony Nese. Williams comes out of the corner. Nese drops down. Pin, 2.
What the hell is Earl Hebner doing?
He did. He dropped down and made a 3 count and attempted a 3 count, but it stopped at 2.
He was looking at his ARRPPZZ card, whatever the hell they call it, APPR, what's it called?
Close enough.
Right.
Wild shot by Kid Kash. Watch this, watch this. Could be the rolling chaos, and it is. Rolling chaos, theory suplex, straight into the bridge, into the pin, and Old School does it. I'm 2-0.
Your winners, Douglas Williams and Kid Kash.
Yeah, you are 2-0, Mike. You did call it. That's right. You're 2-0. You should start gambling. You should start gambling. You got like a lovely Irish.
Don't do that much.
Not a big gambler, huh?
And as we go back, let's review Old School versus New School tag team action.
Well, the New School guys, man, they brought the fight. Definitely. I thought they were going to win this thing. I thought they looked great. But get out of the way. Let the new guys do their thing. But Old School not happening. Kid Kash and Doug Williams beat the living daylights at times out of these two young men. Then there was a little comeback right there of Nese and Rashad.
Well, this is where it really looked like New School was going to take control. Great series of offense on the part of Anthony Nese. Cameron, in full flight, takes Kash out to the floor.
There it is.
But then there's the suplex by Williams.
Yeah, that rolling chaos theory suplex, tremendously done.
Before we hear from Samoa Joe, we go back to another top 10 X Division moment when Samoa Joe won his first title.
You can see Joe pushes the referee, causes the ropes, but AJ still somehow lands on his feet. Pull up, pin. Oh, he flipped. Oh, he got him in a choke. Coquina clutch, the rear naked choke. Is he going to tap? Is he going to tap? The title hangs in the balance. Think of how long he's been in the Coquina clutch. Oh, he lived. You can see the arm go limp. His arm went limp. It's done. He's knocked out. He's passed out. It's done.
X-Division champion of the world, Samoa Joe!
Oh, man, he just couldn't get to the ropes.
One of the most incredible matches that I've ever seen. Samoa Joe not only keeps his undefeated streak alive, he wins the X-Division title. And now what?
He's pulling AJ to his feet.
Now what?
Could this be a gesture? Could this be I understand what you mean now about the code of the X-Division? Could that be his way?
AJ up to his feet. You can look how weary he is.
What a nice, all right, I got to give him that. Wow!
Oh, no!
He
laid him out! Damn it, he went over the line again!
Oh, now he's just going crazy. And he's going right after the security, kicks them out.
So many amazing memories. And a man who wants to create one more tonight. Set to face Austin Aries in the main event, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, set for battle here tonight.
You know, JB, tonight we come together in celebration of an idea. An idea that there are no limits to what you will do to attain victory. An idea that there's nothing out of bounds and there's no techniques outlawed when it comes to winning. You know, when I first came to TNA, there was only one place they could put me, and it was in the X Division because I would do anything it took to win. And Austin Aries, you took much the same course that I did. But tonight, we find ourselves at a very, very familiar impasse. Tonight, we find ourselves once again face to face in the ring under the X. And tonight, I will beat you down and I will choke you out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring from the New Jersey Shore, Robbie E.
Usual intensity on the part of the Samoan submission machine. Samoa Joe, who later tonight at Extravaganza goes into the ring one-on-one against Austin Aries. But first, here's Robbie E, former X Division champion, by the way.
That's SoCal Val holding a rope.
They didn't have a bouncer anymore.
No, I said she's holding the rope. She pulled the rope.
Usually that would be Big Rob. Bigger Rob Terry.
Big Rob pulls the rope. Cowbell pulls the rope.
The alliance between those two is history.
I know. I was here, Mike. I know the whole thing. I saw it.
Bringing it forward to maybe some of the viewers that didn't know.
But you're saying they're not as smart as us. I told you they're not as smart as us.
Let's face facts, bro. Robbie E invented the X Division.
Huh?
I like the poxy sweater.
I mean, check it.
Invented the X Division.
I'm the greatest X Division wrestler of all time.
He was 0 for 2. You're worried about his sweater.
I'm the greatest X Division champion of all time.
0 for 4.
Does that count the sweater?
0 for 5.
I mean, think of where I've traveled. Asia, Antarctica, China, New Jersey. Oh! So what I'm trying to say is this is a treat for everyone in the Impact Zone because I'm going to let all of you stand up.
Go ahead, Taz.
Like his hair.
And give Robbie E the rousing round of applause that he so rightfully deserved.
People love this guy. The way he connects to the audience.
Asia, Antarctica, China, and you pop for New Jersey, huh?
Oh.
Robbie E about to be confronted by the third-generation competitor from the famous Guerrero wrestling family. Speaking of Chavo Guerrero Jr. Well, in terms of credentials, you take Chavo Guerrero Jr. next to Robbie E. In spite of what Robbie E said, I think the credentials on the part of Chavo just dwarf Robbie E's.
All I want to say is thank God Chavo doesn't dance for a living. Oh my God, it'd be poor.
Wait a minute, Chavo's grabbed a microphone.
What does that mean, Mike? He's got to talk?
I think he's got to combat whatever Robbie E said, that's for sure.
Whoa.
You being such a great X Division champion should know that the X Division originated from the Cruiserweight division. And I was a pretty good Cruiserweight division champion myself. Pretty good. And if you know anything about the Cruiserweight division, you'll know that the Cruiserweight division originated from Mexican wrestling, Lucha Libre. And if you know anything about Lucha Libre, you know that one of the pioneers of Lucha Libre was my grandfather, Robbie Guerrero. So in a sense, Lucha Libre, the Cruiserweight division, and your X Division was invented by my family, the Guerrero family.
Love the history lesson from Chavo when he's right on the money.
No, he's not.
That this is X Division night, and you and I are in an X Division ring, why don't we have an X Division match?
Hell of an idea. By the way, it was a great history lesson in spite of what you said.
Believe me, bro, I'd love to embarrass you right here, but the thing is, in order for me and you to have a match, we would need a referee, and unfortunately, there's no referee, bro.
You're doing a great job of embarrassing yourself anyway, so we do have a referee. That's something else that you don't know. And this referee knows a lot about the X Division because his brother is a former X Division champion. So let's introduce the referee for this X Division match, Mr. Joseph Park.
Joseph Park?
I mean, Abyss was X Division champion.
Joseph Park, that goofball. This
goofball. I mean,
that's what I meant. I'm not looking at the entrance because I don't want to see his face. I hate this guy.
Why do you hate him so much?
I hate lawyers.
What a great story it is.
Don't like lawyers. I don't like lawyers. I want to be wrestlers. And this guy's definitely not qualified to be a wrestler. Should be on the show.
Let me go back.
Should be refereeing.
You hate lawyers that are trying to be wrestlers.
Yes.
Well, who else would it be besides Joseph Park?
This seems
we had an investment banker.
Well, that's
in an earlier
Rashad,
match.
yeah. Well, Rashad, you're right. Well, you see, this is a little contrived here between Guerrero and Park. They set this thing up.
What do you call it? A collusion?
It's definitely collusion, and it's shady too. Okay. Poor Robbie E. He's just trying to come out here and explain to the world that he is the X Division. Not this big galoop. Look at his face.
That was galoot. Galoot?
Galoot. It's Chavo Guerrero. I gotta tell you.
You don't like the referee. Now you know. I can already tell by the tone of your voice you don't like Chavo.
I know this Chavo. I know his family for years.
Yes.
Yeah, truth be told, I never liked Chavo. I like his dad a little bit. I don't like him that much.
You're talking about Chavo Classic, Chavo Guerrero Sr., obviously.
And Hector Guerrero, I don't like him at all. That I can tell you.
Oh, come on.
I don't like Hector.
One of the great guys in professional wrestling, part of our Spanish-speaking broadcast team.
Well, he's always trying to steal my material, Hector. That's true.
I don't think that translates, really.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way all play-by-play guys are, right?
Yeah, well, he's a color commentator, but I got you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Willie, how would you know?
I have people. All right, here we go. Good job there, Joseph Park, as the ref. This is going to be spectacular with this guy reffing. He didn't even know his way around, how to walk around the street, nevertheless a ring.
So now you don't like the way he was trained either?
Who?
Joseph Park.
Up with the pronouns. Who's he? Oh, Park.
Well, you just again, after burying me for the first two matches, now you decide to take it out on the Guerrero family and Joseph Park. Boy, you're in a bad mood today.
Well, I like some of the Guerreros. I just don't like Chavo. And Hector. Steals my
What about Mondo?
I love Mondo.
And how about the patriarch of the family, Gory? You okay with Gory, Guerrero?
I never met Gory. Never met him. I'm sure he would love me if he met me. No, listen, there's a legendary family, the Guerreros. I agree.
One of the great families of professional wrestling in general and Lucha Libre in particular.
But why does Chavo got to come out here and brag about his family?
Because it's a resume after you've got a guy like Robbie E. who held the X Division Championship for one time, talking about being the greatest X Division competitor ever. Then you've got Chavo talking about the natural evolution, how the cruiserweights became the X Division weight classes in Mexico. Makes perfect sense to me. It wasn't a brag, it's just a fact. Chavo Guerrero, 6 times he was cruiserweight champion, twice in WCW, 4 times in the WWE. That's a resume.
All right, I was just asking. Okay, I got you. So he made a point. Chavo made a point. Ow! No problem. I just thought he was a little braggadocious, Chavo, that's all. I take back what I said about the Guerrero family.
How about Joseph Park?
He I don't like. Okay? He I don't like. Listen, Chavo Guerrero, he's a warrior. His family, they're all warriors. I know that. He's a competitor. His whole family, big, major part of the great tradition of our business. Joseph Park's a schmuck.
Pin and Joseph Park down for the...
Look, he can't even get up. With a forklift to get the guy off his knee.
Keep him back. Do your damn job. Watch out, wait.
Joseph Park that time got in between Robbie E. and Chavo, and it enabled Robbie to take the cheap shot.
I think Joseph Park was just picking his nose, actually. I actually thought he was just picking his nose. Slob.
Would you let up already on Joseph Park?
Well, right now, the thing that's not happening here is this man right here. He is zoned in. Robbie is zoned in on taking out Chavo Guerrero Jr. Chavo better be careful. Playing his little horse and pony, dog and pony, whatever the pony and dog show is with the referee there, Joseph Park.
It'd be dog and pony, if you don't mind, as Robbie E. makes the eye contact, points right in the face of Joseph Park, and then delivers the shot off the ropes, which leads to barely, I don't even think he got to the 2 count.
I don't think that Joseph Park realized that after the guy kicks out, you actually stop counting. He wanted to just keep hitting the mat. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
First time he's ever been a referee, right?
7, 8. First time he's done anything. Why does this guy get the right to come out here and referee this
Chavo
classic
just
match?
explained it. He's got the family history, the tradition, the fact that his brother was X Division champion.
Why are you aggravating me? I'm trying to enjoy this match.
Why am I aggravating you?
I'm trying to do my job here. Stop aggravating.
Well, then do your job and point out what a great spin kick that was by Chavo.
Well, Chavo definitely locked and loaded here. I don't like Robbie E's chances. Uh-oh. Look at
like
Joseph
Chavo.
Park. Look at that dumb look on his face. He always has that look on his face. Put him down!
He jumped right into Joseph Park's arms.
Oh, that's nice. That was classic.
He just put him down. Chavo with the boot doubles him over. That's what he tried earlier, tried for the suplex. Gonna go series of them. We're 2/3 of the way home to the Three Amigos.
Well, Robbie's in trouble now. Chavo Guerrero, every single drop of momentum in his corner.
After the Three Amigos, it's Frog Splash time. Chavo right down into the pin, leg hook, and the 3 count in the win.
Your winner, Chavo Guerrero.
All right, listen, I'll give Chavo his due there. It's an impressive victory. Okay, definitely. But let's be honest. Let's be real in this matchup. What happened here?
What happened?
I don't care if you like it or not, Mike. I don't care if anybody
I know
likes
what you're going to do. You're going to put the heat on Joseph Park.
No, Joseph Park is a goof. I'm putting the heat on Chavo because he set this kid up. He set Robbie up. Robbie didn't know he was going to compete.
Then why did he come out in his trunks and boots?
Because that's how he walks around the club. He walks around the beach. Oh, that's Robbie E, bro. He always walks around with those funky trunks on. Chavo set this thing up. I don't like this the way this thing went down. Robbie E fell hard. That's right.
Chavo Guerrero, regardless of Taz's opinion, scores the impressive win as we check out some of the craziest moves of the X Division.
Wow, so many amazing displays of athleticism. That's what the X Division is all about. And speaking of amazing athleticism, Kenny King set to step in tonight. The high-wire free-for-all known as the Ultimate X.
JB, it's a party backstage. If you walk around back there, you see some of the collection of the greatest X Division superstars to ever step into a ring. I've seen Sonjay Dutt. I've seen Petey Williams. I've seen Jerry Lynn, and RVD's even back there, hey, dude, and around. But if you add all that up and you put that up on the mantle, the centerpiece, the very, very, very center is the pretty boy Pitbull, Kenny King. See, I'm no stranger to Ultimate X. My very first night at the X Division tournament, I was baptized by fire. So I'm not afraid of it. I know it's dangerous. I know it's going to require a lot of athleticism and a lot of skill and a lot of patience. But those are the things that exemplify Kenny King. The bottom line is this, man. I'm not here to prove that I'm the future of the X Division. I'm here to prove that I'm the present of the X Division.
anyone describe an Ultimate X match? I mean, if I had to put it in one word, I would say probably insanity.
I don't even think Hollywood stuntmen would even want to consider doing it. It is the most exciting match of the year. I look forward to watching it, and I always say a prayer before the match to make sure these guys don't get hurt. What they do in there is unbelievable, and you know, I commend them for that. I think they deserve a lot of credit, and they make TNA very special. Those guys alone have separated us from any other wrestling company in the world.
It had to be a part of our One Night Only Extravaganza pay-per-view. It's the signature match of the X Division. Only the 29th time in the 10-plus year history of TNA that we turn loose the risk takers and the daredevils.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is the Ultimate X Match. Introducing first from the Philippines, Zima Ion.
Zima Ion has a slight experience edge over his competitors in this Ultimate X match. In the past, Zima Ion has competed 2 times in Ultimate X, and that's valuable experience.
Yeah, it's very tough to get experience in this type of a match, which is so dangerous. But I agree, Mike. Ion's got that experience from being in this thing, dos. Uno, dos times. Those times. Those times.
And his opponent, it's Rubik!
Rubik! Opposite end of the experience scale would be Rubik, who has never competed in Ultimate X. This is his first time.
From Israel. I don't know if you know that. Rubik is from Israel.
What do you mean?
Where did Chrissy say he was from?
Where did she say?
She didn't say. He's from Israel. It's a secret. I did my research. That's what you should be doing. It's Ultimate X, my friend.
And from Las Vegas, Nevada, Kenny King!
Explain yourself. Rubik's Israel?
Yeah, it's like my buddy's related to this guy, Rubik's.
Okay.
My friend,
I'll bite.
Ruben Blatzenberg, all right? And his family's from Israel, so I'm thinking that's where Rubik's from.
Oh, you went a long way for that one. Not sure there was a payoff.
Kidding me? I'm in here from Vegas. Best thing ever to come out of Vegas right there.
And from Big Bear, California, Mason Andrews!
Mason Andrews, as well as Kenny King, they have competed in Ultimate X 1 time previously. So at least in terms of having that kind of knowledge, background, experience, Andrews, King, and Ion have been there before. First time ever for Ruben's relative, Rubik's.
Yeah, Ruben Blatzenberg. Yes, well, we'll see what happens here. We're a little far away from Israel right now, folks, but we'll see how this thing breaks down. Ultimate X.
Not about pins, not about submissions. It's about making your way up the steel structure and then across the cables and taking down the X. First person that does that will win Ultimate X.
Look at the talent right there. Double drop kick by Mason and Rubik's. Excellently done. Oh! No honor amongst thieves, as the expression goes, Mike Tenay.
Sure do. 2 of these 4 individuals have had possession of the X Division Championship. Speaking of Kenny King and Zima Ion, as Rubik's and Andrews go head-to-head in the drop kick right into the face of Andrews, courtesy of Rubik's.
Yeah, this Rubik's, his former job, he was an electrician. He still never knew how to really do the electrical tape the right way, hence why it's wrapped him over his arms like that. Nice jumping leg lariat right there by Kenny King.
We'll just go right past the electrician stuff, put that in the same file as the investment banker. Inside out
give me a background here, son. Just give me a background. That's all I'm doing.
Any of it being factual?
Not at all.
Not a bit. Didn't think so. Ion and Andrews fighting in the corner. Rake of the eyes by Zima. Ion takes Mason Andrews out to the floor. He's got his back turned, and Rubik's is going to try and follow up.
A little overzealous was Rubik's.
Right,
Rubik. I'll tell you, that Zima Ion, man, he is some kind of athlete. Now, this is my favorite right here. Kenny King, love this guy. You know, I'm a big Kenny King fan, you know that.
Greatest thing ever to come out of Las Vegas, you told me.
Damn right, nothing ever in our industry has ever been as good as Kenny King out of the desert there in Nevada.
Action outside and inside as well. In the ring, it's springing move by King, able to drop the leg on Rubix. While Andrews and Ion fighting on the floor.
Rubik. Kenny King in hot pursuit after Rubik.
Rubix.
Rubik, right. All over.
You ever heard of Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, we have a square that spins around with the colors. No relation.
You're the only guy that calls it Rubik.
He knows Bladstein. There's action in the ring, out of the ring.
I think I just said that. Rubix, whoa, with the kick to the chest of King. Sends him into the steel. Meanwhile, in the ring, Andrews.
Look at this, hanging on to the ankle.
Yeah, tried to scale right up the corner and right up the steel structure.
Yeah, Andrews, some kind of athlete. Oh, look at that twisted cross body. Action inside the ring.
One of the strategies in terms of Ultimate X is to beat down your opponents sufficiently so that when you go to climb, when you start heading up the structure, you don't leave yourself open to allow somebody to come in and knock you down and take that dangerous
Let me
fall.
help you out, Mike. What we're trying to say is you got to wear down your guy. You got to wear down your opponent.
And somebody had to bring the strategy of this match up.
Come on, Rubik. Boom, look at that drop kick.
I think we should take another look.
Yeah, watch Rubik, the talent that he has. Look at that, boom.
Rubik,
great job, man. Just tremendous. And now, again, action on the outside. Kenny King with the old foot on the old esophagus of Zima Ion.
But inside.
Action inside and outside the ring, Mike.
Rubik slam, and then follows up by dropping the leg. Slingshot style on Mason Andrews.
Get the cover, Rubik. Come on.
It's not about a pin.
I know, just...
Not about a cover. It does you no good to make a cover. You just called for him to make a cover.
I know that. But you do it anyway. You just do it to send a message.
You don't send any messages.
You want to send messages at times. Look at Rubik struggling to get to that top rope, and he's an X-Division athlete. Go figure.
Remember how I talked about wearing down the opposition?
Yeah, I told him
didn't do it sufficiently.
Yeah, you got to wear down the guy. You can't go for covers. That slows things down.
Why would you even think of going for covers,
Never go for a cover in a match like this. It's about grabbing that Ultimate X. It's a dangerous high-wire spectacle.
Oh, Echo in here?
Yes. Zima Ion is in trouble. Mason Andrews. Look at those punches, Mike.
Shot after shot in the corner.
That's what you want to do to Kennedy, right? You want to grab him by the hand and pop, pop.
Not the guy that's got problems with him.
I know you don't like him. Come on. I heard about it.
What are you talking about?
I read it online. I know it's true.
Yeah, well, anything you read online's got to be true, right? Very accurate.
Rubik. Not able to finish up now.
Yeah, you're not able to finish up. It's Rubix.
Kenny King, struggling up there. Come on, Kenny, hang on, buddy.
Danger aspect as Kenny King tries to regain his balance. Got to deal with not only making your way across the steel, but also Rubix and Andrews, and he comes right down across the knee. Oh man.
Nutbuster right there, a little Yambag Yahtzee. That's nasty. And now Rubik going to definitely capitalize on Mason Andrews. Do it for Blackstenberg. Come on now.
Opening is there. Rubix points up to the X.
Sometimes he can't see with that mask. With the puzzles, he gets a little confused. Rubik. Oh!
And Zima Ion able to take Rubix out of the corner, drive him down to the mat, but Rubik's back up to his feet. Going to try and unleash an offense here, but he's driven.
I have a question. If your name is Rubix, and you're going to do this thing after a Rubik Cube, and he's now going to get a mask, why would you wear other colors, like the Rubik Cube? Why?
Well, you're so into fashion, aren't you? Oh, look at the move here by Andrews. Flying in. Caught King with the suplex out of the corner.
Got to wear the guy down, and that big suplex off of another man's back is a way to do it. Now Rubik going up to the top.
I give
He's going to scale here. Look at this.
Quickly, all of a sudden, you see how easily he makes his way across the cable.
The guy should be a freaking electrician. I told you, he knows how to work his way to wires. How about that? You don't see that from a local 120 guy. Rubik! Come on, buddy.
So that's your selection in this match.
Yeah, I love
So far, you're not doing too good with your picks today.
I know. Definitely not. Neither is Rubik right now. Got kicked in the head.
Here comes King. Twisting cross-body by Kenny King onto Rubix. Mason Andrews surveys the situation. Looks around. He's got two men down on the floor. Andrews is going to fly.
Wow.
Go back. Let's take another look.
Hurt his knee or his ankle. Watch how he lands. Landed really hard on his. Slammed that left foot hard on the ramp. Tremendous athlete. Now look at Zima Ion. Watch Zima Ion up top there.
Here he comes. What a sensational twisting move by Zima Ion. Deserves another look.
Well, you see how you pointed out being daredevils. That's what these X Division athletes are. They just take chances. Now Rubik climbing to attempt to get to the tippy top. To get the big X.
Making his way up the structure. Trying to get up to cable level, but...
You never know what Rubik is going to do this! Ow! Let's watch this cross body off the top of it. That thrust. Right. Boom!
Maybe you should just stick with steel structure.
Good point. Well, anyone's match now, and if you're Rubik, you got everybody down. Get to the top of that steel structure.
Much better.
Scale that rope.
Or you just go straight up to the cable.
Do that, just grab, right, here we go. Kenny King making his way in the ring. Can Kenny stop him? Can Kenny stop him?
Straight down onto the shoulders. Kenny King. Powerful move on Rubix. Move that has gained Kenny King so many victories. Not going to get a win out of this, but it could be the opening that Kenny King needs to win Ultimate X.
Zima Ion able to shut down Kenny King. He was in hot pursuit to win this thing.
King crotched in the corner by Ion. Zima.
Those body shots by King, huh?
Tried to power King back in with a potential superplex move. No luck as King fights him off from the top. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes Mason Andrews.
Mason Andrews might be the dark horse in this match.
You're not going to change your selection again.
I don't know.
You had Rubik. I mean Rubix.
That's exactly right, Rubik. Come on, Mason. Mason Andrews, man, look at this guy. He's a stealth athlete. He's going to scale across this cable, grab that X. He's going to win this bad boy.
He's close, really closing in on the X is Mason Andrews. But he's got to deal with Zima Ion.
Right on the face. Knee first on the... talk about knees and face.
Explosive move by Kenny King on Zima Ion. And then Rubix. Drop kick in the corner for Ion. DDT for Kenny King.
Rubik,
look at this.
Tremendous. Let's take a look. Just a puzzling maneuver here by Rubik.
Gotcha.
I have plenty of cliches. My name is Todd. Okay, all four men are down.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe at Xtravaganza as Taz turns loose the venom.
It's a crazy night, baby.
Got Ion and Andrews squaring off. Same with King and Rubix. Little misdirection move there. All of a sudden, it's advantage. Rubix and Andrews
try to work as a team.
Why not? It's to the advantage of both men. We'll see who's quicker. Andrews.
I'll tell you, that's Mason Andrews. He's going to grab it,
Rubix
Mike.
just realized that the guy that he was working with tried to sneak in and take down the X, and no,
man,
did
what
he
a
pay the
jerk.
price with that suplex that dropped him on the back of his head. Do we have another shot of that?
I think, yeah, I just queued it up. Here we go, watch! Watch this, German right on the back of the beam. Rubik with a tremendous German release suplex. See that damn mask, sometimes he can't see. I told him earlier, he gets a little confused. He should be up there scaling that rope already.
It has been the delay and hesitation on the part of Rubix that seems to have cost him on several occasions, and that time he pays the price.
Yeah, Rubik landed hard.
Ion gonna drag him back up to the apron. Suplex in, Rubix. And Zima Ion is totally focused on taking down the X and winning Ultimate X.
Yeah, Zima Ion now in the catbird seat. A little bit more to go.
Got to deal with Rubix and King, who drag him down off the cable. Wow. Inventive move.
Yes.
Great improv by Zima Ion.
I think it's called innovative, Mike, but you stand corrected.
What did I say? I said inventive, and it was a great improv move.
All right.
Innovative as well.
Enough about me. Let's watch Zima Ion here.
Zima Ion flung into no man's land by Mason Andrews. Kenny King lifted up into the air. Next forearm shot. Here comes Rubix.
Big time missile drop kick by Rubik. Excellently done. Oh!
The impact of the high running knee from Andrews.
Big Bear Mountain Zone, man. Knee in face. That's in California, Mike, by the way, if you didn't know.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Now, it boils down to Mason Andrews on one side. Zima Ion trying to recover on the opposite side, while Kenny King and Rubix are down and out.
Look at Mason Andrews. I agree with our audience. This is awesome. Zima Ion making his way to his feet.
Dangerous part of the match here with Andrews. And now Ion going to try and meet him in the middle.
Look how fast Ion may change the difference.
Really made up ground. Zima Ion exploiting the experience that he has.
Face first goes Ion. Oh my God.
This was a desperation move on the part of Andrews, but he had to do it.
Yeah, well, he had to. Maybe he was losing his grip, so he figured, let me pull out an offensive move. Very impressive by Mason Andrews.
Keeps everybody alive in Ultimate X.
Look at Rubik.
Rubix has recovered to the point now where, again, he's making his way across the cables.
That electrical tape is helping now, buddy. Here we go.
He's take down the X and win it. He's got the X. He's got position. He's got to touch. He's got to touch the mat.
Oh, wait a minute.
Kenny King slides in.
This is highway robbery. Kenny King, my man.
Kenny King.
Your winner, Kenny King.
The pride of Vegas.
Just switch back and forth between Mason Andrews and Rubix throughout the match, and now all of a sudden Kenny King's your man.
It's Rubik, first of all. Great job by Kenny King. What a match.
Deserved a replay package as we take another look at Ultimate X. Oh, that was some sensational move by Andrews. And
How about that superplex over someone's back. Listen, we saw all four of these men just take a lot of high risk, taking chances, and that's what winning Ultimate X is about. Get your hands on that big red X, take chances, no caution's gonna win, who cares, devil may care, throw it at the wind, my friends.
It's exactly what Ultimate X is all about.
I'm not done, and Rubik almost grabbed the victory. I jumped the gun a little bit. Oh, that's that great German suplex by Rubik. And here it comes right now.
That was Andrews and Ion.
I know who
Andrews
it was.
pulling Ion down. That allowed
the...
Rubix to come in and take down the X, but then Kenny King, you call it highway robbery?
Yes, that's called an electric chair, actually. But yeah, highway robbery on the victory by Kenny King, but impressively done.
Kenny King victorious in Ultimate X as we take another look at one of the top X Division moments.
And Kendrick delivered. Go on! And you know when you see the sight of your own blood, mentally, it can stop you in your tracks sometimes.
You know what it's doing? It's infuriating Abyss. And maybe we could just take him out of his mental game. Kendrick hoping so anyway. How about that drop kick from Kendrick?
Immortal's retreating, Mike.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kendrick off the top. Oh, but he got caught. Gonna go chokeslam. Kendrick, roll up. No ref. Hip, you're outside. My God, have your count of 3. Kendrick did it.
Your winner and new X Division champion, Brian Kendrick.
And a plan that is clearly backfired in the face of Immortal on this, the night of the X Division. Brian Kendrick has done it. Brian Kendrick has done the impossible, what many feel could never happen.
I'm here with one of the most dominant tag teams in TNA history, Christopher Daniels and...
Just stop. God. The most dominant tag team in TNA history. Collectively known as Bad Influence. Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. And 2 guys who also happen to be OGs of the X Division. Tonight we're in there with Master Pete Williams, Sonjay Dutt, 2 guys who we have a tremendous amount of respect for, but 2 guys who, let's be honest, were run out of this company on a rail the same way that Dixie Carter tried to do to these 2 handsome lads.
And Locale Valerie were not just pioneers of the X Division, but we're 2 snappy dressers. We're both national treasures, and we're inspirations to children across this country. In addition to being the best tag team in the business. So in mere moments, mere seconds, we're gonna walk that aisle and entertain like only we can do. And even though you will not get a chance to take either one of these fine machines home with you tonight, you do have permission to worship us now.
All right, we're gonna throw it to Jay.
Now.
We're going to throw it to JB now, who's standing by with their opponents.
Well, thank you very much, Val. And I do have the opponents of Daniels and Kazarian joining me at this time. Sonjay Dutt and Petey Williams returning to the X Division. Welcome back.
Oh, JB, just because the Maple Leaf Muscle hasn't been in TNA for 4 years, it doesn't mean I haven't been training like I've been in TNA for 4 years. You see, I've been training for this my entire life, before I was even born. You see, I was in my mother's womb. I was doing the sit-ups. I slid out of her doing the push-ups. I even grabbed the umbilical cord from the doctor and I ripped it off with my teeth. You see, tonight, Bad Influence, you're stepping into the ring with the player from the Himalaya, Sonjay Dutt, and the Maple Leaf Muscle, Petey Williams, the definition of definition.
Kaz, Daniels, I know both of you very well, and now y'all want to join forces and call yourselves Bad Influence. Well, you know, when you get in the ring with me, I'm going to show you that you ain't got it like that. You ain't got it like the original player from the Himalaya. Because when we step in the ring toe-to-toe, I'm going to show you exactly why I'm G'd up from the feet up.
I don't even know what that means.
All right, come on.
Introducing first, the team of Kazarian and Christopher Daniels.
Well, you got to give the devil his due. It was so great to go back and relive the historic moments in one of the great rivalries in the history of Impact Wrestling, that rivalry involving Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles.
Oh, Mike, there's no doubt about the fact that, listen, the rivalry, the competitive rivalry between Daniels and AJ Styles, one of the greatest in TNA's history. Would you not agree with that?
Would I agree with it? I think it's what I just said seconds ago. Yeah. Exactly.
You're so low road.
And our opponents, introducing first from Mumbai, India, Sonjay Dutt.
Sonjay, man, I like this guy, Mike. I like this guy.
You have to appreciate the in-ring ability of Sonjay Dutt. I've referred to him as the most accomplished X Division wrestler that's never held the X Division championship.
That is mind-boggling to me. Just goes to show you the politics in this company, TNA Wrestling.
Politics? What do you mean? We're talking
politics.
About wins and losses.
Come on, Sonjay Dutt. How's that guy never an X Division champion?
Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Petey Williams.
Here's your boy, Petey Williams.
Canadian Destroyer, Petey Williams, two-time X Division champion, has not wrestled for TNA Impact Wrestling events since 2009, match where he and his Team Canada teammate Eric Young lost to Beer Money. Petey lost the pinfall, and he had to leave the company because of that stipulation of the match, but because of the importance of Extravaganza, because of how we relive the history of the X Division with this tribute pay-per-view, Petey Williams, the Canadian Destroyer, returns.
Thought maybe he had to leave the company for wearing itsy-bitsy tights. He's got the maple leaf flap tights on. That's what I think the Canadians call those. See that maple leaf flap?
Hence the nickname, Canadian Destroyer, with also one of the most devastating finishing moves that I've ever seen.
I agree. Petey Williams' finishing move is definitely devastating. But let's see if he can get to that point. They're welcoming him back, but I don't know if Kazarian and Daniels are going to welcome him back so nicely.
Heard the pre-match comments from both of these teams, and both showing the utmost in terms of confidence. And it boils down to the X Division, the team of Bad Influence, Daniels and Kazarian. Christopher Daniels, 4 times, has been X Division champion. Kazarian, a 5-time X Division champ. Certainly great credentials in the resume of Bad Influence.
Well, poor Sonjay Dutt never had an opportunity to hold the X Division championship. That is an outrage to me.
What do you mean he never had the opportunity? He had several opportunities to be X Division champion. He just didn't cash them in.
I'm sure you had something to do with it too, Mike, because you're defending the company as usual. The company's got something against aces and eights.
You always go with the politics. It's that aces and eights mentality.
Damn right. Petey Williams here. Guy's talented. Another guy you guys fired for no reason.
Didn't fire him. It was
just
a stipulation in a match.
Tights, you fired him.
Would you get? You said earlier tonight that you were going to try and leave your aces and eights bias.
I am.
Away from the broadcast.
I am. I'm not saying nothing about aces and eights.
No, but you keep going back with this political stuff. Hang time drop kick by Petey.
Well, listen. I just think that Sonjay Dutt would have made a great X Division champion, still can in this company. That's my opinion. You're going to get to see Sonjay right now.
But you keep saying he never had the chance to be X Division champion.
Not the case. Not enough championship opportunities.
Double team by Dutt and Williams leads to Sonjay with the quick pin attempt on Daniels.
Typical toe to company line Mike Tenay office guy. That's you.
Where do you get that?
You always had something against a lot, like Sonjay Dutt. This guy.
I don't have anything against Sonjay Dutt.
All right. I'm going to try and
go ahead.
That's all right. I'm just going to call the match up. Look at the athleticism. What a tremendous wrestler Sonjay Dutt is. Isn't that one of the greatest of all time in Kazarian? And just made Kazarian look like a punk.
And did I not say that Sonjay probably the most accomplished X Division wrestler never to be champion?
And you took a shot at him. Nice. I'm the champion, though.
That's a left shot. It's just a fact.
It's a left-handed compliment. That's my point.
Left-hand Jew. Kazarian shot off, and that time, Dutt pays the price for telegraphing the back body drop, and then Sonjay right back with a drop kick.
Come on, Sonjay's going for that cover. Look at him. Tough, though. Tough to get Kazarian. Tough to keep Kazarian down for a pin. Definitely.
In terms of experience as a team, boy, not even close when it comes to Kazarian and Daniels with the edge over Sonjay and Petey in this match.
Yeah, but right there, Sonjay and Petey put together a double team and another double team maneuver.
You're right, so far so good. Just have to point out that it's quick roll up by Kazarian.
Careful with the roll up with those trunks.
Counter to reverse, gonna go sharpshooter.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wow, look at Sonjay.
Sonjay, octopus-style submission on Daniels. Meanwhile, Kazarian making contact with the ropes.
Gotta break that hold there, Petey.
And I'm with you. So far, Sonjay Dutt and Petey Williams, they're wrestling like the team that has the huge experience edge. Petey gonna take over, right over the top. All of Kazarian, and then bulldogs Daniels right down onto his partner.
Petey Williams able to follow up. Drilling Daniels, getting him out of the ring.
Great adrenaline rush by the team of Dutt and Williams has led to them being in control for much of the early stages of this match. As Bad Influence going to try a double team move here, but Petey able to send Daniels first down to the floor, but then Kazarian powers him down. What a clothesline.
Impressive right there. Kazarian, strong clothesline.
And let's talk tag team title credentials. Daniels, 8 times, has been one half of the World Tag Team Champions, twice TNA World Tag title holders with Kazarian. While Kazarian has been a World Tag Team Champion on 3 times overall, and that's part of that great resume of titles and part of the edge that they have over Sonjay and Williams as far as a team.
Definitely. Besides all of that, with Daniels and Kazarian, these men are best friends. And I believe that helps for them to have that continuity as a team.
Some people would call it chemistry.
I call it continuity, chemistry, cohesiveness, any word that starts with a C.
And we see the chemistry, continuity, and the cohesiveness as Kazarian lands with the leg and the pin and gets 2.
Petey Williams able to kick out. That was impressive. Guy's got heart.
One of the great competitors in the X division, and that's why in Extravaganza the door was open for Petey to make his return finally. After all those years, as we hear Kazarian with a slap to the side of the head as he says, "Welcome back, Petey."
Well, he looks to be in great shape. I mean, so you would think having so much time off from the ring, the guy would let himself go and kind of look like a sloth. But he looks great.
Doesn't mean that Petey Williams hasn't wrestled in other organizations after he left Impact Wrestling.
I'm not here to promote any other organization except Impact Wrestling. Yeah. That's what I'm here to promote.
You said it. Daniels drops down and gets 2.
You're the guy who splurges out and spits out all the history of wherever he's wrestled. A big deal. The professor.
You have to give people some information. Let them know the credentials. Let them know the background.
Professor. Keep up with that gimmick.
Just when it looks like Petey Williams is going to get the offense rolling, he gets cut off by the double team tactics of Bad Influence. Petey fighting to make the tag to Sonjay, but stopped and cut off by Daniels, and this is what Bad Influence is all about as they cut off the ring.
Bad Influence, not here to make friends. They hate everybody. They love themselves and hate everybody else. That's what makes them so
It's a great
successful.
description.
Of course, I'm great at what I do.
Here, folks.
Great at what I do, Mike. Of course it's a great. I give descriptors. That's what I do. I don't just give out cliches and factoids. That's not
You're
what I
done
do.
patting yourself on the back? Careful, don't break your arm as Kazarian springs back. The elevation behind the leg drop leads to the pin as Sonjay cheering on from outside. As Petey was able to escape before 3.
Front face lock now. That's one of the most ruthless but yet fundamental holds you can put a guy in. Hurts like hell when applied properly, and you see Kazarian all his weight on that front headlock.
And in terms of neutralizing someone and keeping them away from making a tag and continuing the wear down process, it works good. Did the referee see the tag?
I couldn't really tell, but...
I think Earl Hebner was distracted at the last second by Daniels.
Well, if Earl Hebner sees a bright flash of light, he's distracted, so that's pretty easy.
How do you take the low road with our senior official, Earl Hebner, every time?
I'm taking the low road, I'm taking the accurate road.
You got some kind of personal beef with Earl?
I don't like Earl either. I don't like his kid either.
Me either. Or his son, Brian?
I don't like him neither. No, neither either. Whatever the hell the word is. I don't like anybody. Come on, Kazarian, you got him.
Established.
That's nice, Kazarian. Welcome back, Petey Williams.
You know what? Canada sucks. That's right. Canada sucks, huh?
Kazarian, not a big fan of Canada. Heard him?
I heard him.
Oh, look at Petey Williams. Wow, out of nowhere.
Petey trying to get his bearings, able to hit the move, but you can sense that Petey Williams' sense of direction has been altered after the beatdown by bad influence. Petey rolls through, and while Daniels is legal, so is Sonjay.
Sonjay Dutt, man, ever so explosive.
Off the perfectly placed elbow, Sonjay charges in, able to land on his feet. Series of rights. Oh, unique bulldog in the corner. Oh, face first goes Daniels, and then Sonjay able to catch him with both goods, and then the leg drop across the back of the head.
Man, this Sonjay Dutt can make anything happen at any time.
Wow. Hurricane Rana for Kazarian. Duck at the clothesline, Sonjay right back. Up Daniels. Revolution around. Off the DDT. The pin. Here's two.
How good is Sonjay Dutt?
Sensational.
And you wouldn't give him an opportunity at the X Division title. You're nuts. Why would you not do that?
We'll go back to the well on that another time. Beating that one to death. Crowd cheering for Sonjay Dutt, who goes springboard, ends up right over the top of Daniels. Heard the sound that was made by Kazarian, claiming that there was a tag. Slingshot in DDT leads to the pin and two.
We had him. Hebner's got to get down on the count quicker. Why do we have a guy like Hebner who can't even walk referee the X Division match? Should be able
because
to
of
have
the level
walk.
of experience that Earl Hebner has. So many years in the ring.
Experience? He's a freaking relic. I don't mean that in a bad way either. I mean
sure you don't.
disrespect.
Kazarian tries to attempt the fade to black. Instead, gets caught with the Sonjay knees. What the heck was Daniels doing? He was keeping the base of Kazarian.
Yes. Smart. Come on, come on, come on. Bad influence. Here we go. Even though I like Sonjay, I want him to lose. Ooh.
Off the double team. It's Daniels instructing Kazarian to make the cover, but Petey comes flying across to break it up before three. Williams, side Russian leg sweep for Daniels. Could be the opening for Petey to hit the Canadian Destroyer. As Daniels turns around, there it is, doubles him over. Attempted the Destroyer is broken up by Kazarian, flying across.
Good job by Kazarian to break that up.
Oh! Sonjay rocks Kazarian with the kick. Drives the back of his head straight to the mat. Stacks him up for the pin, but Daniels across to make the save.
Well, that would have been an upset. Big upset if Sonjay would have got that pin for his team.
Petey able to hook the top rope. Takes Daniels to the floor with a hip toss. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Sonjay runs into the Kazarian boot, and Kazarian covers using the ropes for leverage, but Hebner saw it. Got a problem with that?
No. Well, Hebner was facing the ropes. I would hope he was able to see it.
Petey Williams sent back first into the steel.
Wait a minute.
Kazarian shoulders down for two.
Oh, Hebner put his hands on somebody.
Oh, impact of the Sonjay Dutt kick. As Sonjay motions to the corner. Dutt's gonna go high risk. Here he goes. Oh, Daniels able to slide down the apron as Sonjay gets crotched against the steel post. Daniel, oh, look at this Kazarian fade to black on Dutt.
That's it. He's Dunsky. Even though I love Dutt, he's done, man. I'm telling you, here comes the BME right now. BME, BME, BME.
Best moonsault ever. Kazarian's a legal man. He slides in for the pin, and Hebner counts 3.
Yes.
Your winners, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels.
Perfect reason why Sonjay Dutt has never been an X-Division champion. Because when you deal with somebody like the tag team like Bad Influence, they're always going to be behind the 8 ball. These two guys are impressive as hell.
You change your mind completely. You're all about Sonjay until the end of the match. Sonjay loses, and now you jump right on the Bad Influence bandwagon.
Everybody loves a winner, Mike. And you want to talk about winners, you got to talk about Kazarian and Daniels. Look at Daniels. Look at that beautiful head he's got. Like a Martian. Look at him. A Martian head.
They're not satisfied with just the victory.
Look at this.
Whoa! Communication issues between Kazarian and Daniels.
Get out of here, Petey. Get out of here. How's he doing
right
in here?
Out, get him.
Match is over.
Canadian Destroyer coming up. Oh, God. Sick flip pile driver by Petey Williams.
Yeah, I know why he calls it the Canadian Destroyer. Your head's under that flap.
Sensational highlights from this terrific tag team match at Xtravaganza. Bad Influence in control early.
Nothing but high impact moves in this tag team match for sure, Mike. I mean, this is Petey Williams. This guy looked great. Did some great stuff out here, as did Sonjay Dutt. But at the end of the day, you can't get past the unit, the cohesiveness of Bad Influence.
BME by Daniels enables Kazarian to cover Sonjay. And the pin, as we see the post-match problems that led to the Canadian Destroyer.
Wow, that's a pretty cool move. I mean, it's not that bad.
Great tag team match as part of our one night only Xtravaganza pay-per-view.
Yeah, there's the losers.
You know what's on deck?
No.
Renewal of one of the great rivalries in professional wrestling. Let's review the history between Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn. Thanks for the help. Great video package highlighting the long-term rivalry between Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam. Next up at Xtravaganza. This is going to be the last match between these two. This match part of Jerry Lynn's retirement tour. It's no disqualification.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a no disqualifications match. Introducing first from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn started his career back in 1988, and he announced earlier this year that he would have a retirement tour, and as a part of the great Xtravaganza pay-per-view, our tribute to the history of the X Division, we just had to have Jerry Lynn, and who better for Jerry Lynn to face than his longtime rival.
His opponent from Battle Creek, Michigan, Rob Van Dam.
And Taz, I would love to get your thoughts, your opinions on this rivalry that dates back to the 1990s, the late 90s, when Jerry Lynn and RVD squared off in ECW.
And they squared off a ton. There was tons of classic matches between these two men all over the country. During those years in ECW, and You know, the company back then was about competition, and these two men exemplified that. They wanted to outdo everybody else. They wanted to compete hard against each other, and they did. And I'll tell you what, if you had to, which I did unfortunately more than once, had to follow these guys on a card,
man.
it was tough. But of course I did it.
Thank you, Mr. Humble. You always came through in the clutch, didn't you? Trying to take the spotlight away from Jerry Lynn and RVD.
No, you couldn't take the spotlight from these two guys. You kidding me?
I mean, it's obvious what makes a great rivalry. The competition is the leg power of Van Dam. Leads to a quick pin attempt, and Jerry Lynn right back with another shot at RVD. But in terms of rivalry, I always look at competition and styles, and I think maybe the difference in styles, slight as it might be between Jerry Lynn and RVD, made it one of the great rivalries of the past, what would you say, 10, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, you're right. I definitely think you need that a little bit of a difference in this style, to your point. And I think Van Dam, he takes more of a chance out there. He's more of a strong striker, and he's going to take tons of risk.
Good point.
Where Jerry Lynn's not like that. Jerry Lynn always wrestled a sound, strong, solid match with very little mistakes.
So you're saying in terms of unpredictability, we're going to see more from RVD?
I would think so. I've wrestled both these men many a time, and I would say that I'm definitely an expert on giving you this analysis, obviously. And I would say, humbly, I would say that Van Dam definitely is more of the risk taker. I said it once, now you maybe say it again.
Well, why don't you lend your expert opinion on something else I'm going to ask you?
Well, I just did.
In terms of, I'm going to change the subject.
Okay, yeah.
In terms of familiarity between opponents and the fact that you've had so many matches through the years with someone that oftentimes you know many of their moves and sometimes one step ahead. What do you need to do to change things up?
Well, you got to take chances then, and I think that's where it's in Van Dam's wheelhouse. You got to take more risk just to catch the other guy off guard. Boom! Look at that.
Example 1A, right there, as Jerry Lynn never saw the kick coming from Van Dam. Goes baseball slide, but that time, Lynn was prepared.
That's the thing, Jerry Lynn, a veteran, and to your point before, he knows Rob Van Dam.
He started wrestling in 1988. It's like 25 years that he's competed, and oh boy,
well, listen,
RVD saw him coming.
I started wrestling in 1986, right? And I retired years ago, and I didn't even do a retirement tour. Because I'm not an egomaniac like Jerry Lynn. But
that's nothing to do with it.
It's
not part of Jerry Lynn being an egomaniac. It's about TNA and Impact Wrestling making the invitation because of his great history with this organization and with the X Division that we opened the door for him to come back.
Retirement tour. You break. Hang your boots up and go away. Van Dam's going to splatter him with this chair right now anyway. Watch. Told you. Retirement tour. Was it the frickin' Beatles?
The Beatles had a retirement tour, did they?
I don't know. I just thought of them. There we go. Watch Van Dam here.
Never let facts get in the way of a story. As Jerry Lynn is able to come flying out of the corner and stop the offense of Van Dam with the clothesline. RVD, former X Division champion. Jerry Lynn, two-time X Division champion. In his days with the Impact Wrestling organization, as Jerry Lynn says, we're going to clear out the ringside area. Van Dam into the steel, but then RVD gets the boot up.
Van Dam always had that size advantage on Jerry Lynn, but Jerry never let that get in the way. He never let that get in the way. I respect that.
Ooh, wow. Perfectly executed leg drop by Van Dam. RVD going to look around here. And
let's take a look here, Michael. We got
to take it.
Interrupt while you talk. Stop. Pay attention. Watch this leg drop here. Look at that. Boom. I told you, Van Dam taking risks, taking chances. Let me handle a broadcast.
Never been wrong, have you?
Let me handle what's going on out here, please. What's Van Dam got in mind? And maybe a couple tables. We got a Home Depot under there. Well, I don't know. Let's go to everything under there.
RVD going to bring the furniture into play. Again, keep in mind, This is a no disqualification match in an attempt to settle this rivalry and settle the score once and for all between these two.
Well, Van Dam had that table set up like a ramp in the corner. You could do a ton of different things to someone while that ramp is, I'm sorry, that table's like that.
Whoa. It's a way to change things up right in mid-move by Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Ends with a leg drop to the back of the head of RVD, who crashed into the apron. Talked about the history of the rivalry that started in ECW over the World TV title back in the late 90s. And we saw both at Destination X and Bound for Glory in 2011 that these two men faced each other. As Van Dam puts on the brakes, then so does Lynn, stopping a dime, see if he can use the table to his advantage.
It's dangerous, gotta be careful here. The table's set for someone to go through it.
And Jerry Lynn, gonna try and fight his way back out of the corner. Look out, look out, look out.
Maybe going for a DDT here, Mike.
Chair was in place. And instead of the DDT, at the last second, Jerry Lynn with the spinning neck breaker that leads to the cover and 2.
See, that's smart by Jerry. He knew he hit a strong move right there with that neck breaker, and he tried to grab a quick victory, quick pin. Wasn't able to do it though.
And Lynn gonna bring RVD right back up to his feet. And Jerry has something in mind here.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Whoop. And Rob Van Dam hanging onto those ropes. Oh!
Jerry Lynn charging at RVD, just throws his body right at Van Dam, and the two men go crashing over the top rope out to the floor.
Yeah, both men definitely won out here. Physical contest.
Referee checking on the condition of Van Dam and Lynn outside. It's Jerry first to his feet and senses that he's got that edge, but after he throws Van Dam in, now he's going to go for a table.
Well, there's one table already set up in the corner. I guess Jerry, needs a second one. It's not normally his deal.
But in this no disqualification match, almost as if Jerry Lynn is of the feeling that he's going to try and use that to his advantage. Here comes Van Dam out to meet him on the floor.
This is just a game of human chess, my friends, a game of human chess.
They try and one-up each other in the renewal of the long-term rivalry.
Well, it's the final battle, Mike.
It's part of the retirement tour.
Just let it all hang up. Let it all hang out. Just let it go. Every week. There we go, Van Dam. Big suplex, I should say.
Yep, fought off by Lynn. Shoulder block from the inside out.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
Watch it.
Is he crazy?
Trying to powerbomb him off the apron through the table. Wow. Instead, it's Van Dam who stops the powerbomb attempt and drives the leg right across the throat. And well, you get the close-up look, and you can see that both of these guys look like they have been through the war.
Well, that leg drop, I mean, that was, you were right in the middle of the action with that camera shot.
Speaking of shot.
Right in the rib.
Wow.
That was pretty cool the way Van Dam just
pretty
did that.
cool. Pretty cool. Unless you're Jerry Lynn, it's not so cool.
Jerry Lynn wants to come out here and be a martyr of his retirement tour.
Martyr.
Yeah, he wants to come out here and, I'm going to go on a retirement tour. Yeah. Well, Van Dam will put you to the pasture, as they say. Out to the pasture. Do you
have any respect for these guys?
What do I got to respect Jerry Lynn for? Well, I'm his contemporary. I'm retired for years. What do you
still respect what he's accomplished in the wrestling business?
Of course I respect. Putting him over for 20 minutes.
And then all of a sudden you turned on him.
Of course I respect the guy, but I don't have to respect him. He don't respect me. Huh.
Lynn able to cut Van Dam off.
My contemporary.
And Jerry gonna go all the way to the top. Hits the Hurricane Run out of the corner. Comes right at RVD. Sends him flying with the sent him flying with the drop kick, but then the spin kick is right on the money, courtesy of Van Dam.
Well, that's what Van Dam does. It's well documented, those explosive kicks. And listen, I have nothing against Jerry Lynn, but I just really, if I haven't mentioned, I feel like a retirement tour is a little pretentious.
Even if, as I've already explained, This is part of TNA and Impact Wrestling extending the invitation
I don't
for him.
care if it's TNA.
It's about celebrating a career is what it's doing.
What about my career? Who celebrated my career?
I knew we'd get back to that.
Wait a minute.
Knew it was jealousy.
Look at this.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Ability to throw.
That's it. He's got him.
The steal. And no, how did Van Dam kick out?
Man, that would have been a great way to end the retirement career tour of Jerry Lynn, whatever the hell it's called. Watch this. Look at that. Right in the back of the head. So is this Jerry Lynn's first match of the tour, middle, second?
I don't have all the specifics in terms of how many matches.
Does he have a tour T-shirt for us?
Oh, you're just jealous. I knew it right from the start. The second you got that line in about how you never had a retirement tour as RVD goes for the cover and gets two. I knew that's what this was all about.
No, not really.
Petty jealousy.
Oh, Van Dam's in trouble here, Mike. I'm trying to stay focused on the action. You're taking shots at me. Oh! That's why we need Kennelly out here to keep order.
RVD just throwing his body right at Jerry Lynn.
Oh, here we go. Van Dam saying that's it. No disqualification. Last of the Mohegans with this matchup. Oh, watch out, Rob.
Oh! Too early to celebrate for Van Dam as Jerry Lynn dives him through the table. Jerry covers. No!
Watch this, man. Misdirection tackle right here by Jerry Lynn. What a hit right there. Looked like Alan Page from Minnesota Vikings. No, Jerry Lynn's from Minnesota.
Wow.
A little segue from Minnesota.
Purple People Eaters.
Yeah, a little Minnesota
Alan
segue.
Page, little Carl Eller.
Carl Eller, no defensive lineman. Anyway, both men are down now. Retirement tour for Jerry Lynn. He's got his own tour. He's like Neil Diamond. Both men are down.
And both Van Dam and Lynn with sensational near falls. Both men on the verge of victory in this no disqualification match.
Look at that chair. Watch that steel chair. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, the bridging suplex. The back of Lynn crashes into the steel, but amazingly, Jerry Lynn digs down deep and kicks out before three.
Yes, an excellent Northern Lights suplex, Mike, on a steel chair. Not a bridging suplex. It's called the Northern Lights.
Was it not a bridging suplex?
It's called, but I noticed you never call it Northern Lights. What are you, hoity-toity suplex guy? Yeah, you don't want to get in that argument with me, buddy. Good choice. Your silence speaks volumes. Well, right now, here. Oh, there goes.
That speaks volumes.
You're not kidding.
Thrust kick on target. Quickly, Van Dam to the top. He's got Lynn in his sights, and he's going to fly. Five-star frog splash. Caught the chair.
That's it, Mike. He's got him here.
The Mahi Straw cradle. The roll through. The pin, and Van Dam kicks out.
Great timing on that roll through right there by Jerry Lynn.
Look at this.
Look at this. Yeah. Oh, man, wow. Rob really landed hard. I don't know how he didn't get the win here.
Very physical matchup. Continues. Spin kick misses, but that leg drop to the back of the head did not. Van Dam's face hits the steel chair, and Lynn covers for another 2 count.
Looked like Rob was trying to pick the chair up, and boom, he met a leg drop, and his face hit that steel.
All the emotion and all the physicality that you would expect between a match between Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam as Lynn is first up to his feet. Well, he's got Van Dam exactly where he wants him. Motions. I thought he was going to go cradle pile driver. Instead, off the back body drop onto the chair. Van Dam drops down in another 2 count.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's like lifting a small truck. Watch out.
Oh, the way that he landed with his leg and knee on the chair.
Got him. Oh. Jerry Lynn will have to train his legs for about 6 more years after lifting Van Dam once. Trust me. Heavy. Both men are down. Turning point of the matchup. Retirement tour of Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn is at stake here as the tour. Steel chairs in play. No disqualification. Tables busted up.
Both men weary as Lynn heads out to the apron. He's got possession of the chair. Van Dam finally gets back up to his feet. Going to turn around and see. Oh, he saw out of the corner of his eye. Lynn going up to the corner. Van Dam with the kick. And Jerry Lynn goes right through the wood.
Forgot about the other table out there. Van Dam, man. With that aggressive kick with a steel chair in the face, and then boom, Lynn goes through that table. Gonna get the win here.
Lynn rolled back in. RVD covers 2. No. Courageous effort by both of these men as Jerry Lynn was able to come up at the last minute with that quick burst as he avoided the 3 count.
Wait a minute,
but is he going to be able to avoid a 5-star? It's a long way to fly.
No way he's going to nail this. Oh!
All the way across the ring. 5-star frog splash. Follow pin. Here's 2. And the 3 count and RVD victorious.
Your winner, Rob Van Dam!
The thing that was so impressive was the way Van Dam, not just how far away Jerry Lynn was from that corner for the 5-star, but how Van Dam, time in and time out, is always able to change direction in midair. That's what's impressive about Van Dam.
Well, we saw it from both of these men throughout the match. We saw that same ability on several occasions by Jerry Lynn, but in the end, the renewal of the illustrious rivalry between these two, the win at Extravaganza goes to Rob Van Dam.
So I guess that means Van Dam, he is the winner of the big rivalry. That's what the base. Are you saying that, or you're not just saying?
In terms of wins and losses, I guess that's what you have to say.
Or you're just being vague again. What are you doing?
Being vague in the least.
Well,
instead of being vague, why don't you go back and define what went down courtesy of this video package?
Listen, as well documented here, this was the retirement tour, one of the matches of this tour that Jerry Lynn had. And basically, this rivalry between these two men has just gone all over the world and competed against each other in several different promotions. And great chemistry in the match, as usual, between Lynn and Van Dam. But Van Dam, I believe his high-risk antics, as I said it earlier in the match, that was nasty, was enough for him to gain the victory. Even though that was impressive right there by Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, several occasions we anticipated victories for both of these men.
That was the killing blow right there. That right there was the killing blow, my friends.
As you look back, have to agree, because it enabled RVD to go super high risk, flying all the way across the ring, as he hits the 5-star frog splash and scores the victory in Extravaganza. Great win for RVD.
You know what, Mike? You should start a retirement tour. No?
You've just been a full-court press throughout Extravaganza, haven't you?
Well,
you never let up.
How about look at the emotion here, the friendship, the
focus back,
respect.
Concentrate on what's important.
I'm trying to do my job and trying to let our audience know that the mutual respect of this rivalry between these two great competitors. Jerry Lynn now can go off to the sunset on his pony into Minneapolis, wherever the hell he lives, listening to his heavy metal music.
Yes, mutual respect between Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam. Respect from the fans at the Impact Zone, and look at the respect from the TNA, from the Impact Wrestling roster, the X Division stars coming out to salute.
That's very nice.
Jerry Lynn and RVD both.
Big respect right there. I think it's more towards Jerry Lynn.
Of course it is.
Surprised them. There's Al Snow, the only one out here older than Jerry Lynn, so besides Earl Hebner. So that's pretty cool. Again, my contemporary, so I bow to you, Jerry Lynn, on this one. Great career for the great Jerry Lynn. There's no doubt about that.
And what better way for Jerry Lynn to have it as part of his retirement tour than to come back to the scene of so many of his great victories. The Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. It's a great moment. Soak it in, Jerry Lynn. You deserve it.
Well, these young X Division wrestlers should look on at a man like Jerry Lynn in awe and hope that they can have a career half as successful as Jerry. All kidding aside, I've had the opportunity to wrestle Jerry many times, and it's always been a great time competing against the guy throughout my years. So congratulations to Jerry Lynn on a tremendous career.
Celebratory lap around the Impact Zone.
What better way for him to end his career but a the best matches of my career. What better way to end his career than against someone like Van Dam? You heard what Van Dam just said about Joe.
Best matches of his career. And now time to meet the Impact Wrestling roster. What a great moment this is. And speaking of great moments, let's go back. Let's have another great X Division moment the night that Austin Aries won a contract at Destination X.
Seeing some amazing moments all night, and I think we just saw another one, the X Division coming out and showing respect to the amazing career of Jerry Lynn as he wrestles his final match here in TNA Wrestling. But on to the main event tonight. It is about to go down. Two of the X Division stars set to do battle tonight. Austin Aries set to face Samoa Joe tonight in the main event.
Jeremy Borash, is it any surprise to you? Is it any surprise to any of them that if you need a main event, if you need a money-making match to seal the deal for a great pay-per-view like this is, you call on Austin Aries. You call on Samoa Joe. Two of the most dominant X Division wrestlers in the history of this company. Two men who use the X Division as a springboard to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, me and Joe are no strangers to each other, and it's a beautiful clash of styles because Samoa Joe is a 300-pound Samoan submission machine. But I'm the greatest man that ever lived. And tonight, Joe, you and me get to go out there one more time and show everybody what makes TNA Wrestling the best professional wrestling company in the universe. We have the best talent, we have the best stars, and tonight, you're gonna get the best match you've seen all year, courtesy of Samoa Joe and the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries.
I'm on the last leg of my retirement tour. I expected Bound for Glory. I thought that was gonna be the last one between Rob and I, so this was a unexpected surprise, pleasant surprise actually, because I was with TNA from day one for the first 5 years, and then they brought me back here and there, and so it's a nice chance to say thank you and goodbye to the fans.
Sound like your mind's made up, dude.
It is. It's not going to be a retire, come back one. It's it.
Someone's never seen one match out of RVD's career, and they say, well, what kind of moves do you do? I'd go, dude, pop in this DVD of RVD and Jerry Lynn, because these are the kind of matches where you don't even have to be a wrestling fan and you love them. Remember that first match?
I had blood coming out of my nose, blood coming out of my mouth, blood coming out of my shoulder, and my neck was kind of stuck like this. And Al looks at me coming through the curtain, he goes, what happened to you? And I looked at Al and I said, it's not supposed to be like this. But it's funny, when these younger guys come up and say, you and RVD's matches are why I got in wrestling, the first thing I say is, I'm so sorry. It's a great feeling that everyone's appreciated my hard work and sacrifice, and especially, you know, and the peers coming out and the other wrestlers, and I've wrestled a lot of them, and, you know, it's hard. It's a very emotional night. A lot of mixed feelings. It's a bummer it's almost done, but it's, you know, it's great. The big bummer part is every show is like a family reunion. I've known Rob for 2 decades now, and a lot of the younger guys are like watching my kids on the road growing up. You see a lot of the same hardcore fans at every show. So, you know, you're going to miss seeing everybody.
Ever since we first started competing with each other, many a wrestler has stepped up and tried to be the next Jerry Lynn. 0 have done it. So thank you so much.
Jesus.
Seriously, thank you so much for allowing me to be in there with you one last time.
And thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, that takes 2 of us.
Right on, dude. I hope I see you down the road, even if you don't have your boots on.
Oh, you will.
Right,
I show up in the strangest places.
All right. Nah, talk to your fans. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you. Thanks. What can I say? Thank you for hanging in there with me through all the years. And, boy, I can't say thank you enough, because without you, I wouldn't have had a job that I woke up every day and look forward to going to work. And that's one of the secrets of life. But thank you.
And it is main event time at Extravaganza. Greatest man who ever lived. Austin Aries set to face Samoa Joe one-on-one. And Taz, we are going to go back and relive another great X Division moment. And for Austin Aries, this one was huge. This is when Aries made the decision that he was going to cash in his X Division title, all in anticipation of an opportunity to become World Heavyweight Champion, as we go back and check this out.
In less than a year's time, I went from a guy who was fighting for a contract to the most dominant champion in TNA Impact Wrestling.
I'm not satisfied with this. And I'm not satisfied with things moving at a snail's pace.
I'll book the match with you against the world champion if you'll do one thing. Give up the X Division title. You win the main event at Destination X, you become the world's heavyweight champion. You lose the match and you walk away with nothing.
You want to get into the main event and challenge for my World Heavyweight Championship, so be it.
Reach down, reach on the floor. Aries gonna fly, goes suicide dive, and he got sidestepped.
I am the It Factor and the longest reigning World Heavyweight Champion in the history of this company.
Full speed drop kick. Gonna try and go brainbuster. Chin up, takes Aries and shoves him with the full force. Aries trying to revive the referee, has no idea that he's about to get hit right in the head. Cover, pin. Here's 2, Hendrick counts 2. Come on, Aries, and Aries does escape before 3.
Just in the nick of time, Aries hands on. Now does he have the presence of mind to get to his feet, to come back?
Oh, under the head of Rude. Set him up. Get it, brainbuster. Chin up. Straight down. Brainbuster. Here's the cover. Here we go. Here's 2. Yes! He did it. And before we get to our Extravaganza main event with Samoa Joe versus Austin Aries, as part of our X Division great moments that we have relived throughout this pay-per-view broadcast, you just have to include this one. One of the greatest matches ever in TNA history. It's from 2005. It's from the Unbreakable pay-per-view. A very famous 3-way matchup between Samoa Joe, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels. This definitely deserves another look.
In 2005, they battled for X Division supremacy. In the match that helped define a company, their brutal, knockdown, drag-out, jaw-dropping war put TNA Wrestling on the map.
You're seeing one of the greatest matches in wrestling history.
The Unbreakable match between me and Joe and AJ, I just feel like it was a culmination of a lot of different aspects of our careers sort of converging on one night.
Unbreakable, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and myself, one of the best matches of my life. I think that most people think that same thing, that it was unbelievable, it was spectacular, it was amazing, it was phenomenal. I don't know that I'll ever be able to top that match. You know, being in there with guys like Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels, it may be untoppable.
I mean, it pretty much was, you know, the culmination of all the battles that we'd fought over our career. I mean, long before we'd ever stepped into the impact zone, you know, we had been battling for years across the United States, the world actually. And when you have individuals as competitive as those two and you get in the ring with them, I mean, you're bound to push each other to new levels and new heights. And I think that match is a testament to that type of work ethic that those guys had. You know, we all knew that there could only be one guy coming out the victor, and we were going to do anything it took, and we did everything it took to win that match. And you know, though I came up a little bit short that night, it'll always be a moment that I'm very proud of, and I'm sure those two gentlemen are proud of also.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is your one night only extravaganza main event of the evening. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA official, Mr. Brian Hebner. And now, from Universal Studios Orlando, it's your main event. Introducing, first of all, standing in the corner to my left, he weighed in this morning at 212 pounds and comes to us from Tampa, Florida. He is the undefeated X-Division champion and the longest reigning X-Division champion in Impact Wrestling history. He is a double Austin Aries. And now, introducing his opponent. Standing in the corner to my right, he weighed in this morning at 282 pounds. He is the former four-time X-Division and World Heavyweight Champion, the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe. Great information from our ring announcer, Jeremy Borash, and I think if you reflect back and you hear what JB said in terms of titles and accomplishments between Austin Aries and Samoa Joe, and as you think back of the history of TNA wrestling, Impact Wrestling, I think the three individuals that really stand out to me that were able to start off in the X Division and parlay the success that they had in the X Division towards becoming World Heavyweight Champions would be AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Austin Aries, two of those three men to square off right now.
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, listen, both of these men are completely different than each other. Austin Aries is a self-centered, arrogant type of guy where it's all about him and he feels he's the greatest man that ever lived, and he's kind of done some great things for sure in his career, there's no doubt. Where Joe, completely different type of guy. He wants to just take your head off, 150 miles an hour right in your face, and he's not about being fancy and wearing nice clothes and having a fancy metrosexual facial hair. That's not what Joe's about.
I'm going to agree with you, totally different in terms of the way that they present themselves. But in terms of confidence, yes. I think that Samoa Joe has as much confidence in his ability as Austin Aries does, even if he may not be as vocal.
Well, I think there's a fine line between confidence and ego. And I think that all of us as pro wrestlers have an ego to a degree. You have to. You have to be successful. And Samoa Joe definitely has no confidence problem. And Austin Aries, well, he's all about confidence.
There's some amazing parallels between Austin Aries and Samoa Joe, both men 34 years of age. Aries' career started in 2000. Samoa Joe, 1999. We talked about accomplishments in terms of championships. Samoa Joe, not only the four-time X Division champion, but a World Tag Team champion, TV champion, and the World Heavyweight champion, making him a TNA Grand Slam winner. When Austin Aries became the World Tag Team champion with Bobby Roode, he added that to the world title in the X Division championship, and Austin Aries became a Triple Crown winner.
Yeah, see, listen, there's a club, you know. Once you become a World Heavyweight Champion, a Tag Team Champion, X-Division Champion, you have all these championships and you're a Grand Champion, you're in like an elite club. And no matter what company you work for, there's a certain type of status you've earned and a respect that's always there. And then when those two type of former champions, multi-champions, grand champions compete against each other, Well, anything can happen, and that's what we have right here. Two guys that are both tremendously talented, two of the greatest wrestlers today, to date, right now, no matter where you go.
JB brought up how Austin Aries, the longest reigning X Division champion, held the title for 10 months. Amazing accomplishment that is. And then on the other side of the ring, Samoa Joe, arriving in TNA back in 2005, had the longest undefeated streak in company history. Just another great parallel between these two. Did I mention how when Samoa Joe was in Ring of Honor in 2003, he had a 21-month undefeated streak until losing to one man, Austin Aries.
Really? Wow.
How's that?
That's talk about full circle. Definitely, Mike. You must stay up hours and hours just researching this stuff. It's pretty sad.
All right between the years, bro. All right between the years.
Right now, see, now look, got caught. Got caught. Aries got caught. Oh, they got lit up.
Right hand after right hand. Piston-like punches by the Samoan submission machine as Aries is sent back first into the corner. And Joe, with the size, the weight advantage, and exploiting that against Aries.
And it's so impressive the way Joe can leave his feet and connect with his instep to the side of your face for such a large man in Samoa Joe. Look, there's a big size advantage here for Joe against Aries. But if there's an opening at any point in this match, trust me, Aries will exploit it and catch Joe with something.
So you're saying that we can expect, once Austin Aries, if he's able to get the offense going, we're going to expect that Aries is going to try and use his speed to try and outquick Samoa Joe.
Yes, he's going to try to utilize his speed. That's what I implied, and that's what I mean, sir.
Just wanted to make sure that I knew exactly where you were coming from. Strikes in the corner by Joe.
A little face wash now.
That's what it is.
That sends the message, huh?
Sends a message of disrespect, and also try and rearrange some facial features before Aries drops out to avoid Joe coming across. We've seen so many times Samoa Joe gets that momentum rolling and catches you in the corner with knees and other kinds of strikes.
You shut your mouth. This is bad for Joe. Oh, look at Joe able to pull the man in with his leg strength. Oh my God.
So the strikes that we just mentioned with Aries just set up against the steel guardrail.
Oh, I had never seen a guy get shot over the top of a guardrail. Holy cow.
Wow, not bad enough. After the chops, after landing on the other side of the guardrail, Joe just dumps Aries on the floor, rolls him in, and looks like Aries just wants to get out of Dodge.
Oh, he's smart. Just try to create some separation between himself and Samoa Joe. But not enough separation.
Yeah,
Look at
separation closed in a hurry. More of the strikes from Joe. And Austin Aries has to try and, at this point, to create more separation, try and beat Joe at his own striking game, and that doesn't work.
Heard that thump, man. You don't want to play the violent game outside Aries with Joe. You're going to lose there. Get him in the ring.
Samoan submission machine remains in control of this match. He's got Aries back in the ring, but he left himself wide open, took his eye off the ball when he was coming back in, and Aries able to catch him with the drop kick, and now gonna set up Joe at a point here where he's got his leg wrapped around the ropes and then drops down to the floor.
Very smart right there by Austin Aries to take out one of those legs of Joe. Level that size difference now.
Great equalizer for Aries. If he's able to continue the offense on the legs of Samoa Joe. And so far, so good.
Don't worry about that. Listen, turnabout's fair play with a face wash of his own. Look, don't worry. I'm telling you, Aries, he knows how to keep the pressure on a guy. He knows the opening and the opportunity is there for him to dominate, and he will.
Joe's leg staked out across the bottom rope as Aries drives the knee, cannonballing down, and now brings him back out and continues the focus of his offense. It has been, for the past minute or so, Austin Aries working on the base of Samoa Joe to try and take out the legs.
He's got the beginnings of a single leg Boston Crab. Get his other leg stepped in there, maybe a leg lace, or just go for a straight fallback leg bar.
Aries going to go for the pin, able to keep Joe down for 2. If you think ahead to moves that Samoa Joe or Austin Aries would normally try as a finishing maneuver, Samoa Joe, of course, has the muscle buster. He's got the rear naked choke, the Kikina clutch.
Right.
On the other hand, Austin Aries, he's got the last chancery, very good submission hold, but he loves to use the brain buster. Is Austin Aries going to be able to have the strength to get Samoa Joe up into the air for a brain buster? I think that's a huge question.
Well, yes, a question for most, but I do my homework. And if you recall, look at that, right back to the leg. Austin Aries was able to nail that brainbuster on Bully Ray back in the day.
Pin and 2 count for Aries. I'm with you there, so we know he has established that he can take someone who's almost the size of Samoa Joe up into the air, but is he going to be able to do it to Joe?
I don't know. I just felt like giving you a factoid.
It was a good factoid. I'll give credit where credit's due.
Love the credit. One of those round kicks that just motivating Joe. They're not really affected him too much.
Striking ability, much like early on in the match, is advantage Joe, but then Aries back to what works. Why not take out the leg?
Sure, leg dive the guy. You see the openings there, and that's exactly what Aries did.
Off the ropes, weight crashing down onto Joe, who tries to fight through the pain.
Yeah, just full court press here on that leg of Joe.
Boy, the knee, the back of the leg, the hamstring.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that basically Aries hitting the whole kit and caboodle on that leg. And he's not done. Look, now just giving himself a big target for the inner thigh of Joe. And Joe's got such a big, massive quad. He's got a lot of area to work on, does Aries.
Aries just relentless. Offense continues to work on the leg, the knee.
Just watching Aries dismantle Samoa Joe here. Tough to get him all the way up.
It sure is. We talked about the size factor earlier, and why not go drag and screw? Leg whip. Tries to use that as step 1 to the figure 4, and now he's got the submission hold applied.
Well, it don't matter how big you are. Once that figure 4 is put on you, man, that is a load of pain.
And in terms of ring positioning, it's pretty good for Austin Aries. He's got Joe out towards the center. Joe's got a long way to go in terms of getting a rope break. Other option is to try and get his momentum, to use the size advantage that he has, to use the weight advantage and turn him over.
That's what Joe might be trying to do here, to your point. And there, he got it.
And with that figure 4 reversed, it's advantage Samoa Joe, and now it's Aries reaching and finally making contact with the ropes to get the break.
The referee's got to break them up, and once those legs are intertwined up, it's hard to escape.
A weary Samoa Joe tries to recover it. Aries right back at him. Joe able to elevate, but Aries lands on the apron and then drops down face first.
Look at Joe, he can hardly even run.
Maybe not the wisest offensive move by Samoa Joe to try and go for the dive, and instead, full speed comes Aries. Suicide dive sends Joe into the guardrail.
Yeah, I agree. That was not smart by Joe to attempt a dive.
Not at that point of the match.
Put weight on his leg. Now look at Aries just floating around.
Just
not
can't
smart,
help himself.
Man. Not smart, though. He's giving Samoa Joe time to recover.
Aries is so confident and so cocky that he's got Joe beaten down that he does the victory lap around the impact zone. Able to roll Joe back in, again playing to the crowd rather than trying to finish Samoa Joe off.
Yeah, definitely taking too long as Aries with everything he's doing.
As Joe gets back up to his feet.
Don't matter though, look at this.
He is met head on.
Oh my
to
God.
The top rope, missile drop kick, but then Joe, one explosive move. Samoa Joe able to dig down and just get that rush of power, get that rush of momentum behind the clothesline.
You are not going to find much more of an explosive clothesline than you just witnessed. That was roaring, man. That was nasty.
And the look on the face of Austin Aries tells you all you need to know about how impactful the clothesline from Joe was. A dazed Aries is back up, and now Joe senses that he's got the advantage. As they exchange strikes, it's Joe getting the better of it.
Yeah, both men, you can see, man, rearing.
Hit a steam by Joe behind that big kick, the big boot, 300 pounds behind the splash, the backsplash, the senton to the pin, and no, just two.
Just missed it right there, man. Joe just missing it. Look like the ear might be split open on the side of the face of Austin Aries. Got some blood flow there. On the left side, I believe it is.
Not going to stop Aries from fighting back. First it's the knee, but then as he comes across, Joe the snap slam to the cover for two.
Physical contest, physical.
Great main event at our first ever one night only pay-per-view. Extravaganza, celebrating the history of the X Division, and it's a fitting, competitive, and physical main event as Joe gonna try and put Aries away. Here he goes, takes him up high, straight down with the powerbomb into the pin, and no, just two.
Look at this.
He's got the leg hook. He's got the crossface. He's got the STF, the submission.
Great run right from that power bomb. Floated into that STF and then able to get out as Aries.
Yeah, by biting on the arm, the hand, and the fingers of Samoa Joe.
Now do whatever you got to do, man. That's a guy who wants to win in Aries. Oh my God.
Talk about laying in those forearms. Back to what worked earlier, and why not? Aries again takes out the leg, but Joe able to stop him and go with the rear naked choke.
Got him hooked tight here if he's near the ropes.
Yeah, that's the key. It is hooked tight, but if Aries can just get his bearings, he can see that he's so close to a rope break.
Just got to keep that choke on, keep that pressure on, hope the man can't reach the rope.
And referee Brian Hebner.
Let's
go, come on, hey. Wow, that was Brian Hebner checking to see if Austin Aries had passed out, if he was unconscious, but as he raised his hand, Aries' hand dropped down and made contact with the rope for the break.
Yeah, Aries might be out, just hanging on to the ropes. Might be sleeping.
Well, Joe has Aries where he wants him if he's able to get Aries unhooked from the ropes.
I don't think Aries, I think he's out. I think he's more or less knocked out here. He's like he choked him out. See, Joe can't run, he can't run.
But Aries able to come back, just throws all of his weight behind the forearm shot into the corner. But you're right, the legs of Samoa Joe have been taken out by Aries, and as the match progresses and continues, it's hurt Joe. Well, we're going to see if he can get him up to the brainbuster, I guess.
Crazy.
No. Instead, front suplex by Joe with the perfect counter, the perfect reversal to the brainbuster attempt. Here's the momentum off the ropes, goes for the clothesline instead. Crucifix straight down.
Great job, Aries. Wow. Oh my God, you can hear that. Joe's got to be knocked out. Got to be.
Kick to the head of Joe. Takes him down face first. Aries can roll him over.
Just pin him.
No, he wants to prove that he can.
He wants to do that last chancery.
I think he wants to prove that he can beat Joe with either the brainbuster or that submission.
He's crazy.
Instead goes for the pin. He senses that Joe was out and rolls him over and gets two.
I think he might have had Joe. He waited too long to go for the cover. Here we go. Joe is just down, out, done. Aries looking good here.
Is Aries going to be able to finish off Joe? He decides, at this point, we go high risk, perched up on top. Aries taking his time. Joe able to recover. Oh! Powerful STO out of the corner. Now Joe has him up for the muscle buster.
That's muscle buster, and that's coming over the counter.
Aries able to fight it off, gets the momentum, rolls through, Joe's shoulders down, and Aries pulls out the win.
The winner of the match, Austin Aries.
That was one hell of a match and one hell of a counter by Aries. Let's take a look here at some of the action, Mike. I mean, what a matchup this was. You just see the physicality throughout this thing. Even though Aries was giving up a ton of size in the match, he still was able to do a lot of damage to that leg of Samoa Joe.
I think that was the key to the match. The ability of Austin Aries to work on the lower body, to work on the leg of Samoa Joe, and take away so much of his offense. Joe came back, hit the senton, but then Aries, the corner drop kick.
Yeah, and then Aries went for that brainbuster, countered by Joe. Driven damn near through the mat, goes Aries. Muscle buster, we thought this was it. Counter by Aries. Look at this, stacking up. Great job of stacking in their shoulders by Aries. What a win.
Terrific main event matchup tonight at Xtravaganza. Austin Aries victorious over Samoa Joe. What a great event this was as Impact Wrestling and TNA pays tribute to the X Division.
Oh, it was awesome, awesome. Mike, you're lucky I was here to join you. It was a great night for sure.
For Taz, I'm Mike Tenay. Thanks for joining us at Xtravaganza.